If what y'all saying, we Kyrie and Kanye. It's the boss talk, so you clowns should just
What
fly
up,
away.
y'all? You know who it is, your boy JD Kiss, you know what I mean? Right now with Chris John. Shout out to Camden, New Jersey, all my niggas out there. Let's get right into it. Yeah!
BTBTV. Chris John, man.
Salute, salute, salute.
What up, y'all? You know who it is, your boy JD Kiss, you know what I mean? Right now with Chris John. Shout out to Camden, New Jersey, all my niggas out there. Let's get right into it. Yeah!
BTBTV. Chris John, man. Let's get him, man.
Yeah. Never off plan. Used to get busy with them guns in my hand. 4 or 5 or a black 9 with a grand in my pocket and beef cool as a fan. BTBTV, we are not playing. Y'all just talk, we back it up and down. Sideways, F what y'all saying. We Kyrie and Kanye. This a boss talk, so you clowns should just fly away. Hop on the bridge, throw your frame off the highway. This not a game, this is business. This my way. Real talk, your opinion is nothing to us. We gon' stay on chill, long as y'all don't violate, but it's not fair. We could be cool or your worst nightmare. We the best, I swear. And you could be my friend or enemy, I don't care. And you better be aware, cause we coming for the whole party and we don't share.
Better
No,
be
it
aware.
just ain't fair. But we the
Like
best,
Coco
I
beware.
swear.
TMZ podcast.
Stay up in the mix. A project politics, my mood constant.
Open platform. We going in today.
100 on the highway, flying so fast, burn the gears when I shift. Some people kick dirt on your name. What shoes you gave them? Broke your back for them, and they got the nerve to play you. Kick rap store off, pushed and shut my way through. Bum rush the kitchen, put my floor up on the menu. The jealousy be hitting up in jokes. That's why I stay serious like David Banner turn in the hole. Pure form like a boat. Haters get infrared beams with the scope. So run and get ghosts. We fight good boxes like Floyd on the ropes. On the great black hope. Man, we the team and they know it coast to coast and it just ain't fair. We could be cool or your worst nightmare. We the best, I swear.
Oh. Yeah, we get there.
Yeah, the streets is cold, nigga. The streets is
Nah, we ain't doing that. We go right to my bro. I don't know who this guy is, bro. They just bamboozled me, threw some other shit up in there. Yo, hold up. Where's that? Where's our first intro together? Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's
the scenario?
Yeah, ooh, let's go.
Yo, Born.
Jersey Rich Talk, salute, my
Get
boy.
Show 'em how we do this, man. BTBTV.
We bullying the bullies.
No one tree.
Yeah.
BTBTV. One more time
for y'all in the back.
Y'all slow
broke.
ninjas. Right. Yo. John Gotti flow, rap Pablo, Escobar status, rap game, call it yo. I can show you how you lay back and watch the pockets grow. Stay away from devious women. Light up like Papa Smoke. Y'all wake up every day twitching like yo, I gotta post. I wake up every day mission. It's $1 million notes, dominoes, bodies drop, rot stink like hollow toast. Broadway, man, if you know, then you know.
DKW to me it is, bro.
They said I couldn't have, got that and then some, and then some. I went to overload, say y'all overdose. Your rappers in the tight squeeze and that clash like Cobra rope. We don't go for that. Another tale from the street, death and horror. The projects like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the folks who want to play to them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia, so Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids just acting to their life movie curtain closed. Nowadays, your foes will plot you wearing Malcolm X hats, 666, the devil on his shoulder, won the death match. Reminiscing when more street ninjas was off the hook, chasing D's up off the block, on him running, get the force, blood on pavement. He's 12 years old and he's tough to play with. He don't go to playgrounds, that's his fiends who want their vein stick. We can't miss. We can hit the target with our hands behind our back, our eyes closed and half brainless. Don't play with us. Another tale from the street, death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the folk who want to play till them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting till they like movie curtain close. Yeah.
BTBTV, the movement, niggas.
It's the movement, man. You're born. You're born, let's get him. Let's get him. Kaz, we up in here, man. Hood famous.
Boy, what it do?
What it do?
You, what up, Big E? What's happening?
What's good? What's good? What it do? Top of the morning.
Top of the morning, man. You know, it's no. I got
to check these niggas' temperatures out here, boy.
First of all, let me say one thing first. Hold on 1 second. First of all, let me say one thing. Peace to the 5% nation, the gods and nerfs. Salaam alaikum, hamdulillah, rahmatullahi Allah to all the true Muslim brothers around America and all across the world. This is the King of New Jersey. This is BTBTV, where we bully the bullies, and I'm your honorable host, born divine, almighty Allah. That's supreme being, niggas. But check this out, man. Before I go any further, we ain't no Bloods or no Crips. We doing our own thing. BTBTV that started his own gang, like, nigga, wow. Nigga. My heart made me voice. Yo, all right, first thing, man. I want to shout out to a couple of my guests. A few more will be coming up shortly. I got the Mac Mizzle show up here. I got Big E, the player of all players up here from Captain California. Captain Cali in IA, nigga, let's go. Yo, but check this out, man. I watched Matt Hoffa, man. It popped up. I didn't even know what was going on. It popped up on my timeline on YouTube, right? And Matt Hoffa had a response for everybody. I want to ask my brothers, did y'all hear Matt Hoffa's response?
No, I ain't even peeped. This finna be the first. I mean, I've seen it, but I hadn't clicked on it yet. So when you play it, this is gonna be my first time hearing it.
Yeah, I've seen like bits and pieces, you know. So I want to hear.
Well, I'm gonna let y'all hear it. Hold on 1 second. We might have to.
Hey, boy, I've been on 5/5 channel, man. I've been fooling with him. You know what I'm saying? I've been hollering at 5/5, bro.
Yeah.
I want everyone to leave watching this video feeling connected and understanding. You dig what I'm saying? My goal is not to divide. My goal is not to make anyone an outcast. I believe in my heart that we can all achieve whatever we want to achieve when we work together. You dig what I'm saying? When we keep trying to figure out ways on how to separate me from you and you from them and them from that, I don't. That just doesn't. You know what I mean? I don't adapt the ways of my oppressors. That's not my goal. I don't want to be like the people who who we claim have oppressed us for a long time. I don't want to be like that. I never wanted to be like that. I grew up in Brooklyn.
Big 17, Monica Thompson in the building.
At a time where hip hop was, you know, the most prevalent, in my opinion.
OTK,
So
salute, champ.
Where do we start? Where do we start? To the people who have been expressing their outrage towards me, or the people upset by, you know, any comments that was made on a platform. It's not my goal to upset you niggas. It's not my goal. I am confused, though. Like, you can't claim to be about the people and then turn around and insult the same people that you're supposed to be standing up for. Like, if we have a different point of view,
this nigga's a talking contradiction. What the hell?
It might be because we're not standing in the same location. All right? I've never claimed to be a hip hop connoisseur or a historian. Y'all could give that title to Mech, Kim, whoever. Y'all give it to somebody else. I've never claimed that. I've never claimed that. I've been a very popular battle rapper in this shit. I broke into this podcast space unexpectedly. No one saw that coming. You know what I'm saying? I shared a space with the names of artists who've been, you know, presented to the world, had marketing budgets and shit behind them. and honestly, to some, they probably feel like I don't belong here. Like, why do I have a voice, right? What was it about me that made this my expert opinion thing kick off? I couldn't tell you, bro. I'm just being me. I'm just being me. If there's anything that you can count on me to be, it's me. I'm not with the fakeness. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with the fakeness. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I feel about shit. And if you don't agree with me, you don't agree with me. Okay? Now, me not being a historian, my exposure to hip hop, if I had to say where this poetry over drums originated, I would give that credit to the Last Poets. Big shout out to those brothers. They were really about unity, right? You could Google them and check their ethnicities or whatever. But that is my perspective, because there's no book. Everybody got a different story. Like, I don't think it makes a difference in how much I care about this culture, but I get that everybody wants their story to be the story, right? So for me, my exposure, the Last Poets, that's where this poetry over drum thing started for me. You could say, you know, some of you guys in the comments probably got a different opinion, right? All Caribbeans unite. Yeah, shout out to my Trinidadians, shout out to my Bajans. My mother, you know, she's from Barbados. My father also. I was born here in Brooklyn. Shout out to all my Jamaicans. Shout out to all my Guyanese. Shout out to you know, TNT,
this nigga don't even know the Caribbean.
Shout out to all the West Indians. Shout out to all the African Americans. Shout out to all the Puerto Ricans. Shout out to all the Dominicans. Shout out to everyone who has played a role. The white boys, shout out to everybody. I'm not the exclusion guy. If we're telling a story and we getting our facts straight, that's cool. But if everyone has a different opinion on how this thing originated, then you can't really judge people for having things a little bit fuzzy, right? It's not like there's a hip hop history book or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it is. Who knows, right? But for me, this hip hop thing has never been about race. At least, I mean, not to me. I mean, despite the fact that blacks
That's why you
dominated,
never had no hits, man.
you know, and at times used this art form to uplift our culture, right? I never looked at hip hop as just it is black culture. I never saw it as that. Because correct me if I'm wrong, my great grandparents didn't listen to hip hop, and I wouldn't say that they didn't have no culture. So I never, you know what I mean? I knew it was the offspring of black.
So far, y'all heard what he said. Let me know what y'all think about what he said so far. Let's get it popping.
For one, he said his great grandparents didn't listen to hip hop. Of course, he didn't. Hip hop wasn't out.
Hey, Twiz, salute, bro. I didn't see you. I didn't know you was there. Salute to you, Twiz. Top of the morning.
Much love and respect, Big E. Mac Mizzle, salute. Warren, much love and respect. Much love and respect to the pen.
Hood blogger.
Yeah, but he said his great grandparents ain't listened to it. Of course they ain't listened to it. It wasn't out. And when the hip hop stuff came out and all of that, when rap came out, like we spoke about before, that was like that was the rolling back end of the angry black man. You dig what I'm saying? So the older generations ain't really like it, because at the end of the day, not only did we become rebellious, but we had that anger and we was talking about what was going on in the street. So for him to say that his great grandparents ain't listened to it ain't make no sense.
Yo,
well, I'm gonna
just
say
clout
he
chasing. He
said
don't
Caribbeans
know
unite.
knees from his elbows, man. For him to be saying all that shit is like he's willfully ignorant. Because come on, what's his point about saying, "Oh, big up to this and big up to that"? That's some false pride shit.
Yeah,
At the
well,
end of
like
the day,
Mike
we
Fon
all
said
black.
though, Mac. Mike Fon said, okay, so Caribbeans could unite, right? Didn't nobody raise no stink about that, but when FBA is trying to unite on this, that seems to be an issue. I mean, but it seems like it's like that with everything. Everything that we try to take pride in about ourselves is deemed as racism because it's exclusive to us, but everybody else don't have no problem with things being exclusive to themselves. That shit is crazy to me.
Hey, yo, when I was listening to him, yo, this is the beginning. I'm gonna check in the whole thing. We're gonna chop it up bit by bit, piece by piece. But yo, the bullshit he was saying, bro, he was talking tough. Like, y'all don't want to see me get back. Let me let y'all hear what this guy had to say, yo. This guy is a real bozo buffoon. Hold on.
Culture, black and brown culture, but I never looked at it as this is just the black culture. You know what I mean? I never looked at it like that. I could be wrong. Some of y'all could have a difference of opinion. I'm just telling you how I feel about it.
Yeah, because his first battle was against
I've noticed that
Iron Solomon, right? So
when people of other races come close to this culture or make waves in this culture, that they're looked at as culture vultures. And that never really made sense to me, because the people that are usually targeted are either people who had a strong admiration for this culture and wanted to be a part of it, or, people who just grew up kind of observing. You dig what I'm saying? People who have a love for it naturally. And I would never want to discourage that. That's not the goal for me. It's not to discourage that. But calling somebody a culture vulture, and from what I'm hearing, the reason why is they didn't create it, right? Well, if I look at something like sports, right? Basketball, blacks did not create the NBA. Would you call Michael Jordan a vulture? Would you call LeBron a vulture? Would you call
that's the
Kobe a vulture?
Yo, you hear this?
Right?
Hold on. Pause it. Pause this shit, yo.
Let me say this real quick. Now,
Go ahead, bro. Say it.
at the end of the day, bro, he brought up basketball,
straight
saying
goofy.
Listen, but this is what we gotta realize. Nobody from the black culture said that they started the game, the sport of basketball. What athlete did you hear say they started it? And a culture vulture is somebody that's coming in to the culture and trying to, make money off the culture, and they do whatever they gotta do, whether saying they got black people beefing with each other, whatever, from the culture that don't come from that essence of the lifestyle that they profiting off of. Black basketball players, they just so happen to be great, just like boxers and all that. But nobody from the black culture ever said we created none of that, because we know we didn't. When you even go back to the history of boxing, I can't forget the brother name that they had fighting all them white guys that was knocking them all out.
Jack Johnson.
Yeah, Jack Johnson. They never said Jack Johnson created boxing, but they spoke about when.
Hold on. Let me say one thing. Hold on. Let me tell you one thing. I'm gonna ask you something before you finish. Do you know who created hockey?
No, I don't got no knowledge.
Black Canadians
Black
from Nova
Canadians.
Scotia.
Black Canadians. I heard Black Canadians
from Nova Scotia. You know what I'm saying? And that
Nova Scotia
brings back,
yeah.
Brings back the whole thing about the transatlantic slave trade and how blacks ended up in Nova Scotia through racism and trying to get away from this whole system of oppression.
Wax Dog, salute my boy Wax Dog in the building.
So it ended up in Nova Scotia. So for him to just distort that, and Matt got money. He been around the United States. He been around a couple places. So he's just lying to himself if he's saying all this bullshit.
But he moving the goalposts. It was never no.
That's a fact.
From Will Chamberlain and nobody like that saying we created it. Even back then, they always gave props to the Larry Birds. Even to this day. You know what I'm saying? It's never no situation and no black person talking about
But see, that's how you know that this is all political, Twiz, because it's just like you said. You're trying to move it to an argument about something that wasn't even said. It's just like with the whole hip hop thing. It's like, no, the argument is who created it, not who was the first contributors, not this, not that. You know what I mean? The whole thing was who created it. Okay, then they say, well, if you're not in New York, you don't know. Okay, well, Lord Jamar was in New York, right? Okay, but no, we was there together. Okay, here goes some videos of the people that were there who were Puerto Rican saying, no, we was looking at them do it, then we did it. Okay, so now you got your own elders that are Puerto Rican that are telling you where it came from. That's the whole argument. Everything else comes second, third, fourth, and fifth. The whole premise was where it came from. Now, all these other arguments sprung from that, and none of that was even the crux of the argument. So, Twiz, you're exactly right. When you move the goalposts, yeah, you arguing stuff that wasn't even said when you move the goalposts.
Facts. And it don't make no sense. Chris Strong, salute.
Yeah, salute Chris Strong.
Peace,
my bro Chris John, the dopest lyricist in New Jersey, y'all. The Prince of New Jersey, Chris John.
Speak about this.
As a matter of fact, yo, before we start, let me let y'all hear some fire from my brother real quick, man.
Yeah, put it on.
You know we got to do with Chris John. Hold on, I'm gonna down this nigga real quick so we can put him up real quick. Yeah, check out, man. This is what I call a lyricist. Not one curse word in none of his rhymes.
Facts.
Yeah. You rock him.
Yo, we
y'all came in the chat. This is a great conversation.
What up, y'all? You know who it is. Your boy Jada Kiss, you know what I mean? Right now with Chris Strong. Shout out to Camden,
my boy
New
Chris Strong
Jersey, all my
building.
niggas out there. Let's get right into it.
With Jada Kiss on that joint, you know what I'm saying?
BTBTV. So Leah. This him, y'all.
Chris Strong, man.
Young Prince.
Yo, boy, let's
my little bro, let's get him.
Yes, get him.
Never off plan. Used to get busy with them guns in my hand. 4 or 5 or a black 9
Now
with
with
a
a
grand
grand.
in my pocket and beef cool
Cool
as
as
a
a
fan.
fan.
BTBTV, we are not playing. Y'all just talk, we back it up and down. Sideways, F what y'all saying. We Kyrie and Kanye. This a boss talk, so you clowns should just fly away. Hop on the bridge, throw your frame off the highway. This not a game, this is business, this my way. Real talk, your opinion is nothing to us. We gon' stay on chill, long as y'all don't violate. But it's not fair. We could be cool or your worst nightmare. We the best, I swear. And you could be my friend or enemy, I don't care. And you better beware. Cause we coming for the whole pie and we don't share. No, it just ain't fair. But we the best, I swear. We the best, I stay up in the mix. A project politics,
That sounds like an FBA anthem,
well
yo.
known from the hood to the sticks. 100 on the highway, flying so fast, burn the gears when I shift. Some people kick dirt on your name, what shoes you gave them. Broke your back for them and they got the nerve to play you. Kick rap's door off, pushed and shoved my way through. Bum rush the kitchen, put my floor up on the menu. The jealousy be hitting up in jokes. That's why I stay serious like David Banner, turned in the Hulk in pure form like the Pope. Haters get infrared beams with the scope, so run and get ghosts. We fight good, boxed in like Floyd on the ropes. From the great black hope. Man, we the team and they know it coast to coast, and it just ain't fair.
There we go, y'all. My brother Chris Shaw, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to his page. He keep the fire, man. And like I said, man, yo, we're gonna get back to the topic now. Wabu Shabazz, salute, my boy, salute.
Yeah.
Hold up. And this is Bambaata's cousin right here, Wabu Shabazz. That's my brother from Roanoke, Virginia. That's Bambaata's cousin. Little cousin, yo. Real talk. Wabu Shabazz, man. Hit that link that's pinned in the chat, man. But yo, check this out, man. Let's get back to this Math Hoffa thing, and then we're gonna let y'all talk again.
Eagles fan or a Cowboys fan. Tell them niggas that shit. But I get it.
Yeah, disaster beat him up.
To me, hip hop is an offspring of black and brown culture. So when I hear people, making these comments or hating on Fat Joe, or it's the same people that refuse to acknowledge that Eminem is one of the greats. And of
What?
course, all it's all perspective, right? You got to understand why people look at the fights people are choosing to pick, and words like racist come up. Discrimination, right? Now let's take Jesse Norman, one of the greatest voices ever in opera music, but she was black and she was discriminated against. I told y'all earlier, I'm not the type of person that I don't want to take on the role of the oppressors. If I saw that our sister went through that and, it wasn't fair to her, I'm not going to take that and put that on somebody else. Like, it's time for us to get back. I'm not doing that. I don't want to assume this role. I feel like the world would be 100% better without it. Without that shit, right? Not to say that there aren't motherfuckers just somewhere discriminating against me. That's not to say that it doesn't exist. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, me personally, I do not want to encourage that type of behavior on anyone else. On anyone else, right? For the record, I just mentioned two people, Fat Joe and Eminem. For the record, Eminem was one of the first people first superstars
This
to
nigga's just saying a whole lot of nothing.
My expert opinion.
Wasting time, for real.
One of the first early in the game, right? And Fat Joe pulling up to a barbershop to chop it up with a battle rapper catapulted my platform like out of here, forever in depth, right?
Now, hold up. This nigga just live. You know, catapult this nigga platform out of here. Tony Yayo.
Yup, Tony Yayo John was a classic. And you know what made Tony Yayo John a classic? Shout out to Bigger. It was the pushback. Whether Bigger was right or not, it's the pushback. Just like Bigger gave the pushback when Smith and Wesson was up there on how it really felt. But you got somebody like Mav Hoffa that let Fat Joe walk his joint down. Because listen to what he said. You got Fat Joe coming on the battle rapper, bro. That's what people need to fail to realize, bro. Man, listen, celebrity or not, you put your pants on in the morning just like I do, bro. Y'all be so busy kissing these guys' behinds that at the end of the day, it's a reason that these guys even pull up on platforms. It's still promotion for them. It's a different era now. This ain't the 106 in Park era where these celebrities is completely disconnected. They doing the same stuff that us YouTubers is doing, bro. They come and they set, that's why all these rappers is setting up podcasts and all that every other day, because most of those legends was getting burnt in their contracts anyway. But he was so busy trying to kiss that dude behind. You notice every time Mav Hoffa got a celebrity up there, he don't give no pushback. He will snap on his co-host before he give a celebrity pushback. But if a regular person come on there that might be somebody like the dude Smart or somebody like that, he will get them pushed back in a heartbeat.
And you know what else is crazy to me? How in this conversation, well, if you outside of New York, you shouldn't have an opinion, blah, blah, blah. But then you're going to give somebody outside of New York the greatest rapper of all time. Do that make sense?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like how should nobody outside of New York, according to just some of the conversation, not saying everybody, but it's like, no, if you wasn't from New York, if you wasn't there, okay, that's cool. No problem, right? Especially by me being a West Coast dude, you know, we didn't start it. So, okay, that's not an argument. Like, that's not even an argument. We know we didn't start it. So, you know, a nigga don't have no hand in that. But again, at the same time, how you gonna give away the greatest to somebody outside of New York? Like, how do that work? Why, well, damn, if you're going to give it to somebody outside of New York, then shouldn't people outside of New York have an opinion about that then? Because I don't think Eminem is the greatest.
Eminem definitely not the greatest. And just because we all know, we can talk about
facts,
we could talk about it being established, but it ain't no doubt when it come to hip hop that NWA changed the game. Just like you spoke about plenty of times, Big A, you know what I'm saying? When NWA hit, bro, like all my older cousins and all that always talked about, you know, NWA, the stuff that they was dropping, the F the police and all that. That right there was the beginning of you know what I'm saying? Not only is we from the streets, but we also talk about the oppressors. And while we talking about the oppressors, we talking about what's really going on in these streets. You know what I'm saying? It gave a whole new outlook. So we can also talk about, you know, what added and revamped rap, bro. Because at the end of the day, it's eras and the NWA era and all that. That's how we got Tupac. You know what I'm saying? The late Tupac and all of that. You know, that energy that people just love.
Yeah, man. I say that shit. Yo, what I want y'all to do is right. I want y'all to listen to the rest of what this clown saying, man. Real talk. We gonna listen to him. We gonna break all this down. We 16 minutes in.
Hey, but Born so far he made arguments.
Telling someone who I not only grew up listening to, or not only grew up in the streets that birthed this culture, that they can't speak on a culture. especially a culture that they help catapulting my status in. Like, I grew up listening to Fat Joe. I grew up in the same buildings, ran the same streets with a lot of my Hispanic friends, right? You're right, Math. Appreciate your courage, bro. Sonny, salute. We went to the same schools. We ate the same free lunch. We liked the same girls. You know, we lived in the same conditions. We spent the same food stamps. These were my brothers, right? And maybe us being subject to the same circumstances of poverty, lifestyle, environment, made us ignorant to the differences that people are so... People are overzealous in pointing out, right? They're not black, so he can't say nigga. They're not black, so we can't say nigga. No disrespect to any of you, but growing up, Antonio was my nigga. Hector was my nigga. Victor was my nigga.
Mad Papa's 44.
Alonzo was my nigga. Cito was my nigga.
Man, listen.
You know, we had the same feeling towards each other. Like, you my nigga, I'm your nigga, we rolling. I can't, like, I never, the nigga that y'all want to keep exclusively for black people is the nigga I don't like. The nigger that y'all want to keep exclusively for black people, in the same fashion as the KKK wants to keep that exclusively for black people, that's the nigga I don't like.
All right.
I don't like that nigga.
That nigga that he don't like.
Yo, he's an idiot, bro. He's an idiot. Cause yo,
what's
he saying? What he say? I ain't got nothing to do with the pregnancy in China.
That's that nigga I don't like. What he's talking about, he's calling American blacks niggas with the hard ER at the end of it. Y'all heard that for yourself.
Yep.
That's what he just did.
That definitely sound like an right there. You know what I'm saying? Definitely sounds like that.
He said the nigga that the Ku Klux Klan. Hold on, rewind it for you. I'm gonna rewind it for you. Hold on, listen. Let's just hear it again. See, I don't think I'm buzzing.
It's the nigga I don't like. The nigger that y'all want to keep exclusively for black people, in the same fashion as the KKK wants to keep that exclusively for black people. That's the nigga I don't like.
Yeah.
Bro, see, the part that I don't be getting is they act like we was going around on these podcasts or whatever, especially during the election time, talking about us black people, we the only ones who created hip hop. Nobody else mattered. Okay, we didn't even make that. That didn't even start with us. You get what I'm saying? Like, we didn't bring about this argument. So then when we correct what was going on, well, no, it wasn't no co-creation. We created it, but yeah, y'all was there. Y'all was next up, whatever. Now, all of a sudden, here come all these other arguments when none of that had nothing to do with what was said. You get what I'm saying? It's like saying something is excluded. Like, okay, look, during the like with R&B, was this even an argument Was anybody saying, no, you can't listen to Michael Jackson? Oh no, R&B, that's black music. What those arguments weren't even being made at one time. You get what I'm saying? When artists was dropping their heat, they was just dropping their heat and everybody was listening to the music. You get what I'm saying? Who it came from was never in question. Like we saw the documentaries on Motown and various record labels. We saw Cadillac Records. We saw how a lot of this stuff started. So it wasn't in question where music came from. Now, all of a sudden today, music has to be questioned. Like who created it? We didn't make this argument. Fat Joe did this. Because I never heard that being discussed or even brought up or even being an issue until Fat Joe went on his platform and said that. If somebody got some receipts, I mean, you know, you could show them, but I never heard that even being an issue until Joe said what he said.
And yo, I'm gonna tell you another thing. Everybody should have been a Joe head the first time Joe called them black queens nappy-headed crackheads on that
I remember that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We should have knew that. What you call them? Black nappy-headed hoes, crackheads, and all that.
Yep.
Oh, versus battle.
Yeah.
And Remy Ma was standing right there with him. Come on, Remy.
Remy Ma, you was the nappy-headed crackhead looking hoe when you first started with all that green shit in your hair. And you didn't speak up for your people. Come on, man. Let's keep it real. He called Little Mo and Vita nappy-headed crackheads. Why you got these crackhead assholes up here?
Yeah, he was out of pocket for that.
Yeah, he really was.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find that for you. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that for you. Oh, hold on 1 second. So people there online.
That was way overboard.
Yeah, that should be crazy, bro. When you really go back and listen to a lot of comments that was made, bro, we let a lot of stuff slide, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we did.
You know, a lot of other groups would not let you disrespect them like that.
And one thing people gotta remember, bro, when they getting on these platforms and this stuff is being exposed, like Math Hoff is saying, he don't look at stuff as a big deal. What he need to understand is that the tongue is sharper than the sword, bro. No different than what Jersey just said about what he said on that stage. I remember him getting a lot of backlash for it. And I think he tried to clear it up or something like that and was like, oh, he ain't mean it like that. But you said that, bro. And that's what happens when people get backed in the corner. But my biggest issue out of the whole thing is that this whole joint got stemmed from a legend from New York that opened up the door for this to even be a topic, bro. KRS-One opened this whole joint up when he was on there and said what he said. That's when Lord Jamar responded. And if you notice, KRS-One said what he said, and Lord Jamar been responding ever since. But every time Lord Jamar responded,
KRS is hiding now. Where's he on this issue? You know?
Exactly.
Hold on. Here we go right here. Here we go, y'all. Here we go, y'all.
Let's go. Hold on. Hey, yo, check this out. Hey, yo, Crack. Just the fact that Remy had to come out and say, song got a feature. Hold up, Crack. I didn't see nobody come. Y'all seen somebody come out here with me? I didn't either. I'm not going to the Crack house to find them. Hold up, but let me tell you something, Crack.
Yo, why did Ja Rule's punk ass check him right there, man? Why didn't Ja Rule's punk ass check him right there?
He said you gotta go to a crack house to find them dusty bitches.
Yeah, and that was that. That's how disrespectful it is. And that's what I'm talking about. Every time Lord Jamar responded, if y'all noticed, Lord Jamar always responded respectfully, always got to the point, never got out of character. He never said nothing directly to Fat Joe. So for Fat Joe to get on there and talk how he was talking, that just shows you the animosity that it really is. You dig what I'm saying? It shows you that it's deeper than that. Because at the end of the day, Fat Joe, you already did what you did in the game. You already getting the money that you getting. Why go there with it? Why get so disrespectful how you did?
Hey, you know what's crazy to me? The circles that they run in, the brothers that they run, that the black men that run in the same circles that Joe do. It's like, dude, why are y'all not saying? Like, we could get on these panels and discuss it till we blue in the face, but why do we not hear from the black rappers? You get what I'm saying? Like, real talk.
Hold on 1 second. A Furious Styles. The reason way back is to keep happening, nigga. I'm gonna call you a nigger because you're a nigger for saying some shit, trying to bring some shit because you suck a Fat Joe off, nigga. Get off my panel with that. Get off my platform with that shit, nigga. Suck a Fat Joe off. You want? Oh well, a FBA man killed Malcolm X. Zimmerman still living a nice life. Daniel Penny murdered a black man on the subway, and you ninjas are worried about Fat Joe. Fat Jose.
You know what I'm saying? Some bitch ass nigga
talking
points.
Yeah, why don't you go handle it? Since you feel so strong about it, why don't you go handle it?
Daniel Penny's a white boy just like Joey.
Right. I mean, since Zimmerman's still alive, Daniel Penny's still alive, nigga, go get your AR and handle your business, nigga. Since you Rambo, nigga, go handle it. Nigga, don't be sitting up talking about what somebody else doing, nigga. Don't talk about it. You go be about it, nigga, since you upset, nigga.
I know.
Or shut your ass
doing
up.
All this talking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, all right, but actually, we're gonna get off topic, y'all. Yeah, let's get back to the topic. Go ahead and say what y'all say.
Yeah, that's where stuff always go left, right there, man.
Stop being a punk.
But do you see now? Look now. Do you see where he took? Now tell me what exactly he talking about. What did that have to do with the creation of hip hop?
Not a thing, man. The time wasting.
You see what I'm saying? That's what happens when you move the goalposts. Now you start talking about shit that has nothing to do with the original argument.
But you know what I don't understand, bro. When people move that goalpost and then they talk about Malcolm X and all that, they don't talk about the Black Panther Party. They don't talk about the movements that did stand up and that did situations at the end of the day. Malcolm X era and all that was the form of, utter unity and all of that. That's where it was like we fighting back. It's a whole different genre with that. Like as far as the background, we know that them letter boys was watching it's deeper than that, bro. Everybody ain't Superman. Right now, we talking about hip hop. We talking about rap. We know what's going on in these trenches, in these streets. We know the real life of what's going on, and that's what
how do you know niggas ain't put in work over people disrespecting black folks on this panel? How you know that? How this person don't know that? You know what I'm saying?
This
just talking goofy.
But this lead back to rap and all of that, because when we talk about, just like Fat Joe said, you can go to a crack house and all that. We all know no race in this world was more affected by the crack era than our race, bro. Our race. Like I said, before I was born in '87, everybody I was around, all our parents got hit by that crack era. I didn't. Come on now, we coming up 12, 13 years old. Young boys ain't got nothing in the fridge. There's nothing in the fridge. They mom out to the point where we start trapping and all that. We trapping 13, 14 years old. It was regular for people to serve their moms, for people, homies to serve their moms. We hitting homie parents off with work
Black Caribbeans too. We got hit hard with crack too.
Listen, we dealt with that. We dealt with that with hitting our own parents off with work and had them running people in on the block. That was our lifestyle.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? So it was a whole situation behind that, bro. A whole situation behind that. And one thing people need to realize when it comes to the Puerto Ricans and all that, they always had more unity than black people, bro. I know every section in Philly that where it came to the like the Ricans and all of them, they always stuck together. They always did what they could do to protect each other, even in jails, bro. In jails, they come in, they get right in the midst. Us, we got a whole different struggle. And that's what hip hop was based around, bro. Even when they was talking the positive stuff, it was about being oppressed and all that until that gangster rap came out. And then it was like raw and uncut. That's when rap became rated R. You dig what I'm saying?
Man.
But you know what? Since I've been been on 5/5 channel, right? I can say it is a great majority, or it is a lot. I'm gonna say it's a lot more from what I've seen. A lot more Puerto Ricans wasn't rocking with what Joe said. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, like I said, like how we talking about when you move the goalpost, it kind of brings up other discussions. But as far as Joe's initial statement, I've been seeing a lot more like really not agreeing too much with what Joe been saying for the most part.
But
It seemed like a lot of racial stuff comes up because the goalpost was moved. You know, it's like, what about when this? Well, what about what that's like? But that wasn't the discussion. That wasn't the initial question. Now, if you just want to get some something off your chest, okay. But that the initial question was who created this, not all this other racial stuff. You get what I'm saying? None of that had nothing to do with nothing initially. You get what I'm saying? So why couldn't it just stay right there? Like we said, you see Mav. How many times did Mav move the goalpost? Well, basketball.
He's doing that deliberately. That's what you call deflecting. You know what I'm saying?
He's deflecting.
Big E, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about what you said, Big E? Like you said, a lot of Puerto Ricans don't agree with that. This ain't about Ricans versus black people. But did you notice that the Puerto Ricans that do feel like they agree, not only do they agree, but they is just as disrespectful or more disrespectful than Fat Joe. We seen it on when Born was running other streams.
Facts.
The difference between the Puerto
Ricans. Hold up, y'all. Pause. 1 second, y'all. 1 second, y'all. I want to introduce you. This is my homeboy right here. This is my brother from another Roanoke, Virginia. You know what I'm saying? I was at Roanoke, Virginia, tearing them clubs up. My brothers run that security, beating them niggas' heads in. He know how we used to get down. But yo, there's also after my bottom little cousin, y'all.
Hey, salute, champ. What it do, big dog?
Salute, King.
Peace.
Let me ask you, right? I can hear you, bro. Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear him, right?
Yeah.
All right. What you think about the topic?
What you said, bro?
What you thinking about this topic, man?
Oh, nah, the Mav Hoffa joint. You got to think, man. Son is Caribbean. He's from Barbados, right? So naturally, they don't have the respect for foundational Black Americans because he was taught like, yo, don't hang with them Yankees.
Nah, that's not true, dog. That's not true. Not all of us think like that.
That's what the parents of the Caribbeans be saying. Don't hang with them
Yankees.
Yankees.
All of the parents, bro. Don't do that.
Nah, but he said you from Canada, man. You're from Canada, so
as a whole in New York City, son. I'm from the Bronx. I grew up with wild Jamaicans and mad Puerto Ricans. Their parents taught them don't hang with them niggas. I don't know how to give it up in Canada.
But I know Lil Faze don't think like that. MOP, you know what I'm saying?
Of course, not everybody. Of course, there's always the majority who don't think like that.
He right though. He right. I'm not
like
gonna lie.
There's always some type of majority that don't think like that, but them niggas don't have respect for foundational Black American culture. This is why he's siding with Fat Joe. Them niggas is all Caribbean anyway. Puerto Ricans are just like the Jamaicans, just like the Cubans. All of them niggas is in the Caribbean. That's why he picked the side.
Facts, and not only that, because like out Philly, they got what they call Baby Africa out Southwest, where the Africans came in, and we can all have personal relationships with people, but I heard myself, period, from like Africans and stuff like that, where they was like, don't mess with the black people out there, like they out of pocket, like they nothing but trouble type stuff.
Exactly. They not on code with us.
Facts.
They not on code with us. So we like what we got to do is just delineate.
That's crazy.
And do our own and then do our own thing. Once they see us doing their own thing, because everybody in the world follows us, Black Americans. We are the pinnacle for Black people. Nobody, not Africans, not Jamaicans, none of that. So that's just, but son picked a side. Math Hoffa picked a side.
But the shit Matt Hoffa said, yeah, you got to eat that side now. Because
you got to stay over there.
Real talk, bro. You got to keep it real. You got to keep thinking about it. This nigga, he talking mad tough gangster, like, you know what I'm saying? Don't make me get back to how I used to be. You know what I'm saying?
But born, bro. He talking. Listen, at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, he's saying all that.
Hold up. At the end of the day, Math Hoffa was always overrated because I didn't see nothing besides him stealing people, sneaking off on people, and I never even seen him knock nobody out. I'll be damned, bro, if I'm 6'12", that big of a guy, and he's over here punching people in the middle of battles.
Yeah, and not knocking no one out.
Hold up, and Wabu, how many niggas done that at the club, Wabu?
Oh yeah, plenty. I witnessed it.
This nigga let disaster beat him up. The Palestinian beat him up.
Watched his battle rap. He wasn't even that good of a battle rapper. I give him maybe hollow, but he used to get washed. Like, dude, as far as them bars went, Math used to get smoked in them battles.
That's like they say out in New York, all that snuff and stuff. Bro, all that type stuff, bro. For one, you know what I'm saying, where we come from, you hit somebody like that, catch them off guard. You better be knocking a nigga out. And
but hold up. You gotta knock him out.
Did y'all know what happened?
Did y'all know what happened to Matt Hoffa after he snuffed Sirius Jones? What happened to him in Miami?
Disaster.
No. They said they said they whooped him up.
They whooped him up. That nigga had a stake on his eye. Going live.
Yeah.
But Math Hoffa is never the guy that will go toe to toe with nobody. He not going to stand up and put his hand. Them type niggas can't fight. You gotta steal a nigga every time you get in an altercation. If you notice, it be sneaky, clean Jones he's trying to catch people with.
Yeah.
I never seen Math Hoffa like, come on.
And he ain't knocked nobody out yet.
Yeah, it's a whole different when two guys throwing their hands up than you just hitting somebody in the middle of a battle, bro. Like, come on.
Now from that live with Math, right? He was fronting like he's oblivious to this whole thing, right? Son's supposed to have been in the nation of gods and earth. He had knowledge himself.
Yeah, one time indeed.
So how you don't now you trying to act like you don't understand this stuff? Just like Busta Rhymes said that Black Americans don't got culture. How you gonna do that? And you jacking our culture, and you in the nation of gods and earth.
He's right here.
Our culture.
That's what I said.
That's our culture. So Math know what he's doing. The thing is, now son just got wild political. So he got sponsors and all that. He trying to keep that bread going. That's why he trying to act like he was a savage. Like he ain't have no knowledge of knowing what's going on. You don't know no history, no nothing. Now you don't know none of this stuff.
And what's all crazy is you hear a lot of these rap legends and stuff. They talk about how Instagram, the internet era, messed up the world because it gave a lot of people voices. But what they don't realize is a lot of people that was legends like Busta Rhymes that people love. You know what I'm saying? It's no doubt that when he get on stage, he go crazy. He's a great entertainer.
Nah, he's one of the best. He's one of the best.
But when these guys get on these platforms, on their lives and certain interviews, they really lift their skirt up, and you can see who they really is. And that kind of destroyed. That's why a lot of these legends be looking crazy. Because the more they talk, it be like, damn, bro, that's how you feel.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yo, and I'm disgusted with Son Mecca on his show.
Oh yeah, man. You come with the righteous name Mecca. You know what I'm saying?
I'm disgusted with
Yo,
Son too.
bro. I'm gonna take a Mecca's intelligent as hell. So I know he know what FBA mean, bro.
Yes.
I know he know what's going on with the FBA and the movement. And I know he know that Tariq Nasheed didn't create FBA. FBA was created by a
playing
doctor
possum,
in the
sticking his head
in
a hole.
But we gotta remember one thing about Mecca.
Keeping his head in the sand.
Listen, we gotta remember one thing about Mecca. Mecca treads lightly because he don't want to be the next one that's kicked off of the platform for doing the wrong thing. He's one of the few people that go along with the flow. He know when to pick his battles, and he don't mind sitting there in the quarter pocket. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
That means man's the son in this nigga. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That's
kind
a
of man
fact.
lives like that. You know?
That's a fact. Yo, your man Doggy Diamonds made a great point. Doggy Diamonds made a great point about this, and about people are letting Tariq Nasheed cloud their mind as far as, yo, I don't like Tariq Nasheed, so I can't fuck with FBA shit. It's about lineage. It ain't about Tariq Nasheed.
There you go.
You get what I'm saying?
You got to be extra dense not to understand that.
Y'all know who Tahaka Bay is?
Yeah.
He's a goofy.
That's my man too. But Tahaka Bay is a bug out. But that's my man, right? I had him on my platform, New Wabu Order Podcast, and we was talking. We was building about that. Tariq Nasheed that put hands on Tahaka Bay out there at his museum. He hate FBAs.
Yeah, he ran. He for sure ran.
You like we just gotta stop letting, like, if I don't like somebody, fuck the whole movement. You get what I'm talking about?
The F-bombs, we got to cut out the F-bombs because they mess my mind.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, I know you good, bro. Yeah, no.
Hey, but
you see how easy it was for him to distinguish that? How come math can't do that? The knowledge on that right there.
Hey, but you know what's crazy? Looking at it from the West Coast point of view, right? A lot of people say, well, if you wasn't from New York, you got a lot of people from New York saying the same thing, though. You get what I'm saying? It's like, okay, well, it's a lot of people on the East Coast, period, that's saying the same thing. Like, okay, so now what's the problem? You get what I'm saying? You got people from New York, that's not what's happening. You got people from New Jersey saying that's not what's happening. You got other legends saying no, that's not what's happening. So now what?
Hip hop, like I said, hip hop just manifest in New York. It manifests its way in Jersey. Where you think the first hip hop crew came from? Now their parents was from Bronx, but they was born and raised in Teaneck, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Speak on it, God. They don't know. They don't know.
Saying that. That's what I'm saying. Like, Born, what's his name? New Wabu. That's your name, champ?
Yeah, Wabu. Yeah.
Okay, see,
hold on, one second. Rock Nation, show your face. Try to make sure it's real, man.
Like, all y'all on the East Coast, whether it's New Jersey, whether it be in Philly, New York, Connecticut, y'all, I'm saying it's people from that region that's saying it. So what's your argument now? You see what I'm saying? They are telling you the same thing. The people that was there is all that I'm saying. People that rap. I mean, y'all. Okay, what's your argument now?
Yeah.
Go now.
And another thing, Disco King Mario created hip hop, not Kool Herc. Look up Disco King Mario.
He's from North Carolina, right?
Facts. Yeah. Disco King Mario. I read that in the
Disco
book.
King Mario.
Yep.
Yeah, from Bronxdale Projects, right down the street from Bronx River.
Origins of hip hop.
He's the unspoken. He's the unspoken founder of that joint. He said, he got on drugs and that messed him up, and unfortunately he passed away. But look at Tariq Nasheed got a great documentary called Microphone Check. Check that out.
Yep.
And they break down all the history. They break down all the history. Like Puerto Ricans wasn't really involved because their parents was like, y'all can't hang with the Morenos. We
The
know
museum
that.
left Mario
If you're
out.
from the East Coast, if
You
you're
see
from the
what Earl
East
did
Coast,
that?
if you're from the
Lawrence
the
said?
tri-state New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area, you know that they couldn't really hang with us.
Until they got older.
Yeah, of course, until they got older. But now the generations are all blended. But in the 80s, they couldn't hang with us.
Facts. They
Because
come
their
from
parents wouldn't let them hang with us.
Facts. Even the religious beliefs was different. Like I said, they used to have like them. Not used to. They still got like, you know, them Jesus candles and all of that type of stuff.
They
Like
all Catholics.
it was a whole different situation. Like
they all Catholics. They ain't really hang with us. I'm telling you, they gonna try to come and take everything. And yo, King of New Jersey, right? I guarantee you next they gonna say they created the nation of gods and earths. Watch. Watch.
Hold up. They already trying to say a white man created the nation of gods and earth. They trying to say Muhammad Muhammad's a white man.
Man, watch them say he was Puerto Rican. Watch them say the father was Puerto Rican.
Oh, Dominican. The father was Dominican.
Yeah, watch them say that.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Hey, let me say this. What's going on, y'all? Can y'all hear me?
George,
I was having a conversation with my cousin yesterday, and honestly, the Puerto Ricans shouldn't even be the conversation no more. You know who we really should be having conversation with? Honestly, Jamaicans. Not even Puerto Ricans. Puerto Ricans.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
We should be talking to Jamaicans because this is the thing, right? And I'll be confused with this. I'm gonna keep it only 100. The problem that we have is we know that Black American culture created hip hop. The problem that we have is when we were growing up on the East Coast, a lot of our friends or people was Jamaican, but you didn't know because they took on Black American culture. This is the issue though. A lot of them don't understand what we're talking about because they just see themselves as Jamaican. And they like, man, I was with you, nigga, but I did this. And we're telling them, yeah, but you was practicing like, you know, this culture. So there's a misunderstanding in the communication and what's going on. So, but the Jamaicans and stuff was there. And if you live on the East Coast, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. In Philly, New York, North Jersey, on the streets, not in hip hop per se, but a lot of in the late 70s, early 80s, a lot of Jamaican culture, we influenced them and they influenced us in certain ways. Because there was a lot of brothers walking around being Rastas. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Oh, for sure. It's a Jamaica Queens.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying?
One thing about me, I tell the truth and I stand on the truth. I'm not gonna lie. So,
is there Puerto Rican Queens?
No. Fuck the Puerto Ricans. I mean, excuse my language, but the Jamaicans, the two most influential groups is Black culture and Jamaican culture. And I'm gonna say this about Jamaicans. When they came over here, the early Jamaicans, not these coons, the early Jamaicans, not the drug dealers. They was pro-Black to the mug. They came here, they moved in our communities, you know, they married in, they opened up stores. They was part of the community back in the day. So, and like I said, one thing about me, because I'm God, so I'm not gonna lie. A lot of them started to adopt the culture, and they helped create it using our culture. But the Jamaicans had a big influence, and they was part of Black American culture within. So the conversation should be had with them. We shouldn't even be talking about Puerto Ricans because it's a miscommunication between Black Americans and Puerto Ricans today. And you got some that do understand what I'm saying. And you got some that's over here cooning. But that's what we should be having a conversation with because we all was just Black, and when we were growing up, we didn't have all these different separations like that. Nobody knew Heavy D was Jamaican.
Nah, we didn't know Pete Rock was Jamaican.
Yeah, nah. Pete Rock be wild too. Pete Rock be disrespecting us.
No. We gotta echo. Somebody, everybody check their mic. There's the echo.
Yo.
All right. Yo. Oh, go ahead, Nuwabu. Say what you want to say. Yo,
nah. Pete Rock be wilding too, though. He be disrespecting foundational Black Americans. Check on Instagram. He be wilding. They just everybody showing their true colors. Because niggas they got numbers now. You know, every other race work on numbers. They be on their hyena shit.
Oh, fact.
So they work. They like I be telling people in the South. I live in Virginia now. I be telling them like, yo, it's coming where the Latinos is gonna come down here and take over. Like, no, they love us. They love you when it's 4 or 5 of them, but let them have the upper hand.
That's the white man tactic, divide and conquer.
Let them have the up. Yeah, they come in with the love. Oh, hey, we love you, Holmes. But wait till they get the upper hand.
I think part of it is too, though. It's part of the communication is being lost because see what happens is on the East Coast. I can't speak for other places like in the South, but on the East Coast, from DC up to Boston, if you are like Jamaican, Bahamas, they're not used to us separating ourselves and saying we are part of this group because of this. So they don't understand the conversation. So if I'm in the gym here in Philly and I'm talking to one of my Jamaican or Bohemian homies I'm cool with, he like, what is this FBA stuff? They don't understand. So they think they're being attacked. And I have to explain to them, no, we're not attacking you. We're trying to get reparations on this land. So there has to be a separation. It's not personal. It's not personal. If we're trying to get reparations here, we can't because they got us all together. It's convoluted. So we got to say, no, they are brothers, but we're doing this here. And then we have to show our Black American culture. So in showing our Black American culture, hip hop comes. We're not saying that y'all wasn't on the block and you didn't pick up the DJ thing across the action. We just saying that you using Black American culture. So what happens is when Talib Kweli and them here, they think we're dissing them, but we're not dissing them. So it's the communication because we was all brothers until this stuff come up. So it's part of the communication. I don't think that Talib Kweli hate us. I don't think that they understand because they never seen us stand out and stand up for ourselves. We always open up the door for everybody else. So now they look
What is Talib Kweli?
He from one of the islands. I forget.
Yeah, he West Indian. Son is West Indian.
He West Indian, but see, I can't speak for the West Coast, but on the East Coast, man, we always got along, and the thing was, we always considered them, they was our brothers. So, but I say to y'all listening, y'all still are our brothers. What we're doing is trying to get our reparations, but we just trying to claim some of our stuff. That don't mean we hate y'all. So
exactly.
Now,
Fat Joe's trying to stop that because he's a hater.
Hold on. It's an echo in here. Somebody echoing.
That's me. I'm gonna get it on my laptop. But you Puerto Ricans, I'm gonna say this: you Puerto Ricans, y'all not the same as the Jamaicans. Y'all not even included in the door. Y'all we opened up the door and let y'all in. Y'all came in last.
All right, yo, give me your laptop, bro. Hold up. All right, he about to get on his laptop, y'all. Hold on, gonna get his laptop. No, we back. Yo, I want y'all to see something, man. Check this out. Let me find this real quick because y'all gonna enjoy this too. Because we got another teether that got something to say about blacks. Hold up. Let me find it for you. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, here we go. Right here. I want you to hear this. I want you to hear this too. Hold on one second. I want you to hear this. I'm about to bring it up. Y'all gonna enjoy this. Y'all gonna enjoy this right here. I'm gonna let y'all hear this. Hold up.
On YouTube of what is known as
shout out to my boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, man.
And at first, these guys were very small in number, and there wasn't a lot of opportunity in this field because it was pretty much dominated by white conservatives or some people who were considered to be white racists. But the black conservatives came into this space and pretty much identified the same talking points that many of these white people wanted to say, but didn't want to be hit with the racist commentary. And they built quite the audience with a lot of non-blacks. And one of them that was able to do so was former Democrat Candace Owens. Now, Candace Owens used to be against Donald Trump. Then she found out how lucrative it was being for Trump. Well, she went on and did very well. I believe she's even one of the first people to come out with Blexit, which is like blacks exiting the Democratic Party. And nothing is wrong with supporting Donald Trump. But the issue is how she does it. She doesn't just support Donald Trump or the right because of their policies. She does so as a president to Black society.
It's a broken culture. It's a broken society, and hip hop is hurting things. But I also want to talk to you about something I've realized. Even if Black Americans are aware and know their history, right? And you can get Black conservatives who understand the history much more, who understand, the ills of the left and what the left has done. But still, in that regard, they bring to the conservative side the same bad habits that I was hoping Black conservatives would be abandoning. And what I'm talking about, number one, is conflict resolution. Black Americans do not know how to resolve basic conflicts. Everything has to turn into a fight. I hate you forever. You got to draw lines. It's like you're this gang or that gang. And you still see it happening in politics.
Now, don't get me wrong. Not everything that Candace Owens says about Black dysfunction is false. Many of the things that she says is true. I believe that the umbrage that many African Americans take up with her is, does she really have an agenda with that? This is very important when you're dealing with Candace Owens and her rhetoric. And this was noticed by none other than Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed has been going back and forth with those on the left and even those on the right for a long time. When you hear that pick yourself up by your bootstrap narrative, well, Tariq Nasheed has already heard that, and typically that does come from the right. And when a lot of those people get help from the government and they get assisted, only to turn around and say, pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Now, that's important because Candace Owens is going to play into that also. But Candace Owens is also one of those people that wants to tell Black people what to do. And Tariq Nasheed is going to mention a time where Candace Owens actually spoke on a reparations committee against reparations for hashtag FBA or African Americans.
Because I know she spoke at one reparations thing, and we got
like pro it or anti?
She was anti, definitely anti. They put a bunch of, they get the Candace Owens and all these people to speak against it. But then we look at the people who let her get on there. You see, we don't let them get away with that. We look at the Democrats who let her get on there because they know who's going to get on there and say what. If you put a Candace Owens on a reparations panel, and this is a serious topic, and you are a Democrat and you let it happen, that means you are against reparations too, and we're gonna show you how we feel in the voting booth when you do stuff like that.
It was funny because I actually never saw this particular clip.
Oh boy,
I found it.
I do not think that we deserve reparations for slavery. I was never a slave in this country, and I think that the idea, if you think that you're going to get more than $200 from the government, okay, this entire debate is just it's a joke, okay? It's never going to happen. Do you think that we're the only group? I'm just going to ask you this question that has had something awful happen to them in this country. What about the Jewish people? Should they get reparations for the Holocaust? And do you understand how slippery the slope is when you start saying reparations? It's the beginning of humanity. The slave trade
let's pause there.
In the UK, they decided.
Check this out. Go ahead. I was gonna say something.
Because I got a lot to say.
She said the Jewish people never got reparations from the Holocaust.
That's a lie.
She's a dummy.
She said that.
She's a dummy.
That's a lie.
Yeah, that's a lie.
They still getting stuff to this day.
Hold up. The Chinese people got reparations.
Shit, the white people got reparations.
Yeah,
after slavery, they stepped to the government saying that we these slaves, when you took the slaves, they now I can't build my farms and stuff like that. So they got money. Word.
Yes.
You tripped.
Listen, we gotta remember at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You can, like they say, bro, a broke clock is right twice a day. Sometimes people say things that could be accurate, but overall, a lot of people
She's just pandering to the white folks.
Yeah, a lot of people like her, and even listen. At the end of the day, I agree with some stuff people like Dr. Umar and Tariq Nasheed, that things they say, but I myself, I can never 100% agree with everything that these people say. But the truth is, like, we got to think about what's really happening in these hoods today. The battle that these people be fighting and they talk about and they take it too far back. We can talk about where the roots and the systematical situation is happening. But today, it's a whole different issue. The 80s, a whole different issue. We got to talk about when this work got pushed into these communities and stuff started getting destroyed, bro. Everything was a plot. If y'all think about before the crack era hit, it was the dope era. You know what I'm talking about? that Five Heartbeat, that Temptation era where
that black magic, that blue magic era.
Yeah, so the blue magic era. Then they came out with the hard. You know what I'm saying? They put the hard out. The hard tore up the 80s. Soon as we start building ourselves up from them 80s eras, now look at what they pushing now. Now they pushing, you know what I'm saying? They pushing the switches. They pushing the, you know what I'm saying? So they tearing us apart and they demasculating the men. And it's on through rap right now. You dig what I'm saying? They making it cool. I never seen so many young boys that see a man with a dress on and doing certain things, and then they justify, oh, he ain't that. That's fashion. Like, these young boys be out of pocket.
Hey, Mike, the young boy talking now. You from Philly?
Facts.
My man talking now. You from Philly, ain't you?
Facts.
You have to tell by your accent. hey. He sound like he around the corner from me right now. With that
facts, and you already know I'm from Germantown, but I remember that era when we came up with Major Figures State Property and all that. I be arguing with the young boys now when they be like, "Oh no, Uzi Vert, no, he real and all that." Like, bro, listen, if Beans would have came out with a red dress on in the pocketbook, he would have been disowned, bro. I remember when he had like Dennis. Exactly, you couldn't walk down the block like that.
Nah,
you get teed off on it. No disrespect or nothing like that to those that live on that, bro. But it's messed up out here, bro. It's messed up.
But let me say this though. Let me say this is important. You alluded to something important. A lot of our people in the FBA conversation, and King know this. If you like at least 45 and over, and you understand like our history, before the crack era. Before crack really hit, when crack was starting to hit, and you understand the heroin era, our music was revolutionary music. So we had revolutionary funk and R&B music, and then we had Jamaican music. We had Black Uhuru, Sizzler. We had all of those. The reggae music back in the day was hardcore revolutionary music. It was against the enemy, and that music on the East Coast, that music and our music was all about equality and waking the people up and doing those things. So what they did was, and my brothers in Brooklyn, my brothers in North Jersey, Philly appreciate this. What they did was they started letting those yard men over, those yardies. And those yardies was coming over there with violence at the beginning of the crack era. And that started the wars.
But I'm sorry I didn't win.
Yeah, that started the wars in the streets. So there was a separation between Jamaicans that was unified with black folks and the yard man. So that was like the start of the evolution of what you see today, and how
the shower posse for ourselves. The
shower posse, all, and we called them yardmen, and we went to war with them.
Yeah, we did. Jersey did too.
Yeah, prior to that, reggae was revolutionary music, and reggae had a big influence in Brooklyn, New York City, Philadelphia. We were all together on the blocks. So what I'm trying to say, that's not me taking up for other groups. I'm giving you the history of why some groups don't understand what FBA is today, and they say stupid stuff because they don't know their own history. They don't know. So now when we make the say, yo, listen, you my brother, you roll with us, but we trying to get this. So we gonna have to separate this part. They looking at it like man, nigga, we've been with y'all the whole time. Ain't we just all black? No, nigga, you don't do that when you celebrate Jamaican culture. Why can't we celebrate our culture? That's because we open up the door and we treat everybody as our brothers. We never had the mindset to separate. They always separate. See, what they did was, watch this. What they did was when they was around us, it was all love. But when they went home, they was Jamaican. We never separated the two. So now when we having a conversation, we're saying, hey, Prince Marky D, A Heavy D, Buster, when you came around us, then you behaved as us. You didn't come on the block like Sizzler. You wasn't being like Super Cat. You was acting like us. So now in the conversation, you got some coons, but the conversation now is some don't understand. Because I use Big E from the West Coast, right? I'll give you an example, right? Big E from the West Coast. Ice-T was originally from Jersey. He went out to the West Coast. Yeah, in the 70s, right? And
not the 70s, bro. He went out to the West Coast in the early 80s. He was like 16, 17 went to the
Yeah,
West Coast.
it was the 70s because he like 66. It was the 70s.
Okay, yeah, 70s. All right.
Yeah, he went out to the West Coast. So now what he did was he integrated into West Coast culture, and he started. His music was mainly like that West Coast style. But a lot of people don't know. If you listen to his early music and go listen to Schoolie D, he was copying Schoolie D's style and brought it to the West Coast, right? Schoolie D had that old, it wasn't lyrical, it was that old school 1984, that style, but he was talking that gangster shit, right? And he tell you, he was copying Schoolie D. So the thing is, we always, we emulated each other's style, but he took that out to the West Coast. But what he did was he didn't try to shit on the West Coast. He went out there and went into West Coast style. He tell you, this is where I'm from, but that's where I'm at. And I rock with these niggas. Man, a lot of these other groups don't want to do that. He give homage to the West Coast, but he also give homage to Philly, saying I brought this style out there when I heard PSK. So other groups should be able to do the same thing. So the West Coast style of rap, West Coast style of rap was really like Schoolie D's early on.
Listen, you about to spark that back up. Me and Big E was just going at that a couple Jones ago. I was telling Big E that Schoolie D was doing it before that gangster rap hit over Collie. Big E,
he was the first gangster rapper.
What I was saying was
that's a fact.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Would y'all say, even to the chat, would y'all say DOC would have had more of an influence on West Coast rap? Because real talk, he wrote a lot of stuff. Even when Cube left NWA, that wasn't Ren that was still writing most of them rhymes. It was really the DOC. So even you see it, he went and got the DOC.
Yeah, I answer that for you this way.
Big E, I think something wrong with your audio. I didn't mean to cut you off. But
Big E.
It got like a humming noise.
Yeah, put it
Big E,
this way.
Big E audio.
I answered this.
What about now? Do it sound better?
Audio. Go out, come back in. Go out and come back in.
Yeah, I answer it for you this way, Big E. You go back to 84, 85 right now. What the DOC came in later. If you listen to the song "I'm a Nigga," now y'all remember "Why Do I Call Myself a Nigga" by NWA? You go back and listen to the song "I'm a Nigga" by Ice-T. But then you go back and listen to the song "Hood Nigga" by Schoolie D. It's the same flow, right? So he took that flow, right? And this is the thing, though. This is the thing. He paid homage because when he made the album, he flew Schoolie D out to Cali because Schoolie D album cover didn't have a face on it. So they didn't know who he was. He flew him out, right? And he adopted the style, but it wasn't biting because he said, "Listen, this shit is dope right here." At 6 in the morning.
Hey, can you hear me better? Is it better?
Yeah. So 6 in the morning was inspired by it. So if you look at the timeline, right? Ice Cube told Ice-T that Dope Boy was 6 in the morning part 2. 6 in the morning was inspired by PSK and Parkside 5-2. Because see, when Schoolie came out, dropped that album in 86, it was underground in Philly already in 83, 84. Then it came out. So this was the thing. Spoonie G didn't inspire Schoolie D. Spoonie G wasn't even rapping like Schoolie G. Two totally different styles, right? The rapping maestro and Schoolie D was similar, who came out in 1980 in Philly. So, but what I'm trying to say is, Schoolie never said he created West Coast hip hop. What they did was they heard his cadence. And Ice-T heard the cadence and started rapping like that. But we give homage to each other. That's all it was.
Exactly. So y'all can pay homage to each other, but Math Alva can't pay homage because of
It's videos on YouTube right now where you can pull up the 70s in Philly when Philly really had them gangs, Diamond Street and all that. You know what I'm saying? And my mom is in her early 60s, and I remember her telling me stories, period. You know what I'm saying? Of growing up, whether you know what I'm saying, you was from North, whatever, even uptown where they was really having those gang wars and all that. But there's videos out there when they was dealing with that, where they was spitting freestyles and they was talking about their everyday life in Philly. You dig what I'm saying? Even with the graffiti and the breakdancing and all of that.
Well, most people don't know the history. When you look up Zulu Nation in New York, just type in Zulu Nation Gang Philadelphia, right? I listen. Just look it up in the Muslims and what happened and all that. All that stuff is all interconnected. It's all interconnected. That's all it is. It's all interconnected from the streets before it became hip hop.
Facts.
It's all interconnected. Yeah, but we it's funny how you can see an Ice-T on the West Coast and a Schoolie D on the East Coast and all these different groups, and none of them argued about it. We all brothers and we all influence each other, right?
Yeah.
But now when we had this FBA conversations, the other groups can't listen to what we're saying and respect. FBA can respect the FBA, right? Amongst it, because the West Coast could have easily said, "Man, fuck Schoolie D." But they didn't do that. They didn't do that. It's just never been an argument between Ice-T and Schoolie D. They brothers. They brothers because if I see something Big E doing on the West Coast, and I'm like, man, that shit dope. I'm gonna take some of that and make it my own and say, shout out to Big E, man. He helped me inspire this. There's nothing wrong with doing that. That don't mean I bit. that means that he put something out that was great. And what I did was I took what Big E created and made it worldwide.
Facts.
Hey, you know what's crazy? At what point? Let me ask y'all this: at what point in hip hop did biting styles become cool? Because remember, in the late '80s and early '90s, biting niggas' rhymes and stuff like I'm talking about the rhymes was suicide. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of rappers started biting literally dudes' bars. Like, at what point did that become cool? You couldn't do that back in the days.
It was never really cool. What happened was when you bit people's shit and tried to make it your own and didn't give homage, and then you came out and cosplayed with that person. Now the thing is, if I saw you, like, that's why I'm using the Ice-T reference. If I saw you make PSK and I say, man, that shit dope. Yo, get in contact with them niggas, bring them in, man. I mean, you know, now it's not biting. It's actually paying homage because, and I might be better than you, but I like what Big E did. I want to know how he did that. So I might copy your cadence, but I let the world know who you are. So now it's not biting. What's biting is when I just take your whole shit and run with it and make a bunch of money off of it. Never invite you. Yeah, go ahead, man.
But do they be doing that though? I'm saying, like, when you hear rappers that be biting, like,
Biggie, we got Jamar here real quick. Let Jamar speak his piece on.
Oh, my bad, Cat. My bad.
I know you saw the Mad Papa live yesterday. Jamar, I know you saw it.
Listen, I already knew where it was gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yo, can anybody hear me?
Can y'all hear me good?
We can hear you.
Yeah, I already knew where I was gonna go. Because like
level, we've noticed when you get to a certain level of success in hip hop that, you know, don't matter what you look like, you know, people will switch up because of their interests and their relationship interests, you know, and that's why you can't let everybody be a beacon or a voice on behalf of a large demographic of people, because they'll group ideas and thought processes that don't necessarily represent the whole into one conversation and say that this is what it is, whether it is or not. You know, so we have to be careful with that. You know, I've heard a lot of different things about Mad Pop or whatever. I don't know him personally. I just know this situation very well. If we're talking FBA, if we're talking who created hip hop, these are things we don't have to discuss. We don't even need to be going over this. The only reason why we're going over this is because there are individuals in place who don't know what's up. These aren't conversations that we're supposed to be having right now, 50 years in. We know who started this.
Anybody see the part of the video when somebody dropped chickens in front of his barbershop?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that. He's not. So I heard somebody say, you know, he got knowledge of self or whatever. Boom, boom, boom. You gotta understand something about this when you start saying this person has knowledge of self or whatever. What people know is not necessarily what they practice.
Right.
You understand? What people know is not necessarily what they apply. And that's in any situation. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of people in the conscious community that they there every day, but they don't actually practice what it is they preach. They go through the motions, just like people who go to church.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They Monday through Friday, they doing what they got to do. On Saturday, they turn up, and then on Sunday, they worship Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Same night, they might go to the club.
Hey, so, Jamal, not to cut you off though, bro. I don't know if you remember me. We had like this little debate about this particular topic, and Math had came up. This was probably 2 years ago on Q Butter's platform.
Mm-hmm.
And
me and Q Butter, I always hop on his platform just to argue for shits and giggles.
Oh yeah, that's what we was me, you, and I think the brother Donique.
Okay.
We had this debate about that.
Q Butter's caught up in STEM. He's a good brother.
And peace to Q Butter though.
Okay, yeah, I always bring it up when Donique is around too, because that's my bro. He Islam. You know, I'm not Islamic, but I still embrace, you know, true Islam and stuff like that. Not necessarily the nation of Islam. I really embrace true Islam from experiencing it over in Africa. You know, Sufi Muslims and stuff like that. So my Islam, my understanding of Islam is multicultural versus just black. You know what I'm saying? So when I always try to bring that to Donique's attention, you know, when it comes to dealing with Malcolm and what he saw too in his later days, you know, but this exists anywhere. There's higher levels of practice even in Islam. There's higher levels of practice in Christianity. But then there's the commercialized version that we all see that's being pushed to us and infused in our veins every day. The same thing is in hip hop. We know that the best artists aren't the top 10 that's being played on the radio. We know that, but they're going to infuse this and say, these are your leaders. These are the best. You know, what we're looking at is the best of the trash right now.
That's
okay?
And
we know that, but we have to go along with it and support it. Why? Because your peer groups will try and make you look crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it happens on a global scale. Only the beacons, the ones that can really stand on their own 10 toes down, will say exactly how they feel, which is somebody like Lord Jamar. He gonna say, but despite everything that's going on, I know what's up. You know what I'm saying? And there's very far few in between. 5%ers can do that. 5%ers represent that type of culture because they don't have no problem with separating themselves from the vast majority. You see what I'm saying? Math is not one of those. He's not. He's letting everybody in that door. Okay? And they're gonna say what they gotta say, and he gonna cheer them on and let them say what they gotta say. See? So you gotta be careful. You know, I respect Talib's opinion more than I respect Math Hoffa on this, even if whether we agree or disagree or not. You know
what did Talib say? What did Talib say? I didn't catch it all.
Talib was just he represented the whole FBA conversation about how Tariq Nasheed coined the group, coined the ideology and the phrase. You know, he didn't create it, but he coined it and made it like famous, right? So he would represent that upper epsilon part of it right now of what FBA represents. But there's a demographic of true
never let nobody know he was West Indian back in the day.
What's that?
Yeah.
Talib Kweli, KCR, Stretch Barbito used to have this show that come on Thursday nights. And we used to all go up to the radio station and freestyle and stuff. Now, we used to go WRHU out in Long Island. We used to go out there. We used to go up to the campus in Columbia University. And just, we was all over college radio back in the day, me and my cousin. But
that was the first time I ever heard half a mil on that station.
There you go.
Yeah, a lot of underground folks used to go up there.
Talib Kweli never let nobody know we didn't know he was freaking Caribbean. We just thought he was like a regular black brother from that, you know, family from down south or whatever. A lot of these guys, they cosplay us.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, that's not a factor, right? So like it's all good. And hip hop is for everybody. It's not something that's, you know, and you can't let them twist the narrative that Lord Jamar, anybody is trying to say it's only for black people. But if we talk about history, who started it and what it was founded on, it was founded on the black struggle. It was founded on the foundational black struggle.
To be shared with everybody, no matter what culture it is.
Playing with that.
I don't think nobody's saying that hip hop is just for black people.
Hold on.
Right. However,
let's put a correction in first though, because I hear what my brother Jamar is saying, but in today's time, the people today don't have the understanding of the evolution of hip hop and what happened. So we can't just make that statement. Because early on,
can.
Now hold on. Let me say what I'm saying, because I let you speak. Early on, hip hop was considered nigger culture and jungle music.
Yes.
Other groups didn't want to be a part of it. It wasn't for everybody. We had to fight to make it out to the world because it wasn't being accepted. So when we make that statement, make sure you put that part in too, because people will just run with what you said, and then what happens is the message will still get convoluted. We have to explain the struggle of getting hip hop to what it was,
where it is today.
Begin to embrace it. So the problem that we have is most of us and these black centers that's over 45, we grew up in a Pan-African thought process.
Yes.
So we didn't
which turned out to be a one-way street.
Yeah, we didn't force other groups to walk around and say who they are because we saw everybody as our brothers. So I'm gonna tell the truth because I don't lie. So what happens is in the Pan-African thought process, especially on the East Coast corridor, when you was Black American and your Jamaican brothers came or your Liberian brothers came or Bohemian, they was just black people and we all rolled together as brothers. Now when we get the FBA conversation because we trying to get some cleaning the house, a lot of them don't understand because we was taught under a Pan-African thought process. And we found out, this is what we found out. We found out that we was the only ones really practicing that.
Yo, I'm not gonna give you pushback on that, but I'm gonna say this. Once, as you can see, I'm from New York City, born and raised. I'm gonna tell you, flat out, I'm not gonna get into the family structure, but my mom's is full FBA, which I'm full FBA. Okay, my pops is not. However, I would say this: I was raised in a house that was predominantly FBA culture. Period. Most of even my father. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything he did was FBA culture. He didn't do Puerto Rican. He didn't do Jamaican. Damn sure didn't do the Chinese. See what I'm saying? But the point is, everything that he did was that of a black man that was American. You see what I'm saying? So I was raised FBA, period. I'm FBA, that's it. What I noticed in high school, and I went to Jackson out in Queens. Same school L went to, same school 50 went to. I went to Jackson. And I could tell you for a fact, there was always a separation between the Latinos and the Caribbeans and the foundational Black Americans.
Yes.
We caused that separation. It was them who was running around, even the way they dressed with the travel fox, and then they had the furry kangaroos and all that stuff. They was, Miyad man, and this is what they do. Miyad man. They wouldn't, if something jumped off in the cafeteria, you was on your own if you was FBA. With the Puerto Ricans too. Here's the thing with the Puerto Ricans. I got family in the Bronx. I'm originally from the Bronx. I can tell you this. They will talk to you in Spanish because they know you speak Spanish. But when they think you don't speak Spanish, they will talk amongst themselves in Spanish about you in your face. You see what I'm saying? And they will say things that's racist, thinking that you don't understand what they're saying.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
That's
he's not
some
lying.
coward shit.
And
That's some coward
that's
shit.
always been that way. That has always been that
You
way.
see this
I'm
right here?
52.
That's
I'm
cowardly,
52.
yo.
So I can tell you facts for real. And when they come to the party,
they can tell you different languages.
Hold on,
Yeah,
hold on.
that's why
Hold on.
I have these. I live in New York. I walk around with AI headphones that literally will tell me what Spanish people are saying about me when I'm in the deli.
Oh, yeah. They got them?
Yeah.
On
I'm on TikTok.
I need a pair of those, yo.
My everyday culture right now.
Put the link where you got that in the comments, yo.
I'll put it in the link. It's a TikTok link for sure.
Word.
Hey, but real quick, I just want our people to know that most of us as FBA, and especially like I said, growing up in the household in the 80s and 90s, we was raised on a Pan-African thought process in our household. When we went to church with our grandmothers, everybody had a Pan-African way of thinking. We was in the streets in 1989, 1988, marching for Mandela in South Africa. That we had the red, black, and green medallion. We was raised on that. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is when people say the Pan-Africanism is a nothing burger today, well, it wasn't a nothing burger yesterday. So
hold on.
So the argument that's brought to the table today is because we practice that, a lot of these immigrants don't understand our nation because we always allowed them to come with us, but when they went home, they still practiced their group. We was stuck playing Pan-Africanism while nobody else was doing it. That's why we getting so much flack, because we taught them how to treat us, because we was told that Africa for Africa. When y'all remember Lakim Shabazz and our early music, our music was about that. So for me, me, because I love my FBA family and my people, I'm gonna tell the young people the truth about why this is happening now. Is most of it is our fault because what we was taught by our
Rakim Shabazz from Jersey too.
Not there, right? And King, am I telling any lies right now, King?
No, you're not at all, bro. Not at all.
I'm standing on the truth. I'm telling you, we practice Pan-Africanism, and Pan-Africanism told Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Haitians, all these other groups, you was black and you was our brothers, and we all in the struggle together in the diaspora. That's what it told us. And we found out sometime around about 15 years ago that these other groups ain't practicing that no more. They used to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you like this. Hold up. I'm gonna tell you like this. I had knowledge of self. I had knowledge of self since I was a kid. I was born in the Population Nation of Gods and Nerves. So ever since I was a kid, I was always around Power Rules. You know what I'm saying? And Trinidadians. That was a part of the Nation of Islam. Part of the Nation of Islam, God's Earth. You know what I'm saying? So it was normal to me. It was normal for me to be around them, to build with them, even to use the N-word with them. You know what I'm saying? When it changed, I'm gonna tell you what it changed. It changed. I'm gonna keep it real. When they bring in that reggaeton, and they try to leave hip hop and go to reggaeton because they wasn't hold on. When they wasn't making no money in hip hop no more, they went to reggaeton.
That's a fact.
And then they sucked the life out of Jamaicans with the reggaeton.
There you go.
Yep.
But I'm saying a lot of the guys that was in the Population Nation, they became. I'm talking about the Puerto Rican ones too, and Haitians and Dominicans and all of them. They either became Bloods, Crips, Latin Kings, or Nietas.
Yes, that's facts. Facts.
And those are all anti-black groups.
Facts.
In the early 90s. Remember in the early 90s when they was having them wars on Rikers. Yeah. That was Latin Kings, Nietas, you know what I'm saying? Bloods, Crips. Yeah. And a lot of them Latin Kings turned straight blood.
Yo, Malcolm X is half Caribbean. Like
he's half Caribbean. He ain't all Caribbean. He's black. His father's a black man from the country. His mother was
and
just
like Lord Jamar, you know.
Compare the old school people. You can't compare the old school solidarity people because the old school people wasn't on that shit. They was on black. See y'all. That's why I said it's historical.
What up, Jamal?
When you look at Marcus Garvey, how did Marcus Garvey become who he was? They didn't have all these divisions shit we talking about now.
I would give me a Marcus Garvey.
Yeah, they was black. What I'm trying to say is they was black people. They wasn't none of this shit we talking about now.
Yeah.
How you think Stokely Carmichael coined the term Black Power?
Stokely Carmichael.
What I'm saying is they was on some revolutionary black shit. And this is what I'm trying to say.
Unfortunately, that was anecdotal.
These people, what I'm trying to tell you is these people really live Pan-Africanism. After
they really lived that
Black
life.
Power Revolution,
really about that life.
The Black Power Revolution, they start letting the coon groups come over. The coon, they wasn't giving green cards to the Stokely Carmichaels and them because they found out what happened all together. So I've been teaching this history for 20 years. I know what I'm talking about. Now, what happens is when you go into, look, let me say this too. When you go into, and I know this because I'm African American and Cuban, I'm gonna tell y'all the fucking truth. Excuse my language. When you go into them, and I called King on the phone the other day and told him this. When you go into the all Latino sections, and you go on the panels, if you ain't acquiescing to what they talking about or what they doing, they get you out of there. They don't compromise with you. That's a fact. That's a fact. I'm telling y'all.
With Joe and NYC, mind your business.
They don't compromise. When you go into their house, it's their rules. My mom is Cuban. I'm telling y'all. I know my dad is all the way FBA. I did videos, family in Virginia and in Georgia. I'm telling you, they don't compromise with you. It's their way. So whatever that argument is, the problem with us is we allow other groups to come sit on our panels and have voices and say so. And
tell us what to do.
We start arguing with each other, defending them. They will never do that for you.
Never.
While we not. We fragmented like we always have been.
And Heck can laugh all he want, but I'll tell you what, I bet you if Heck was over there on that group with all them damn Puerto Ricans and they was all standing 10 toes down on one side, he ain't gonna go against them like that. We the only ones that do that.
He for sure ain't gonna go against them.
I'm gonna let y'all flap it. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah, well,
no. We keep it in the
Yo, hold up. All my moderators, hold on. All my moderators in the building. All my moderators in here. If any racial slurs or disrespect come on this panel to anybody, you strike there to get them off the panel.
Yo,
get them off the platform.
The difference is,
I'm just gonna say this. I'm just gonna say this real quick,
on
and
my
I'm out of here because I already see the tension in here.
No,
no tension, bro. No tension, Heck.
I'm glad he said that. I'm glad he said that. See, this is what I'm saying.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
Just because I said what I said, don't mean that I didn't have love for Heck. The truth is not tension. I'm not.
What are you talking about? What truth? That's your truth. That's your truth.
It's the historical truth of our community. Heck,
that's your truth. You don't know me, so you can't base that opinion on me.
No.
Because you said, I bet you if Heck was in the Puerto Rican panel,
you wouldn't do that. You making it about you. I'm not speaking.
You just said if Heck was in the Puerto Rican panel.
I made a point.
Nah, but Heck been coming up here. But his point,
I clarify. I made a point to way. I made a point to.
Heck ain't like that, George.
Hold on. I made a point to way a lot of Latinos think when you go into their spaces. I know that because my mother's a Cuban. When you go into their spaces, they have their way of thinking. And when you're not thinking like them, they get you out of there. Now, I'm not talking about you, the individual. I don't have no personal against you.
Talk about the overall mass.
Yeah, I'm talking about the overall mass.
Okay.
The energy behind hip hop did not represent any type of division when it came out. It was about partying. It was about all cultures. It had 5 elements, and it didn't include your.
It wasn't about all cultures. It wasn't about all
cultures. First of all, when so-called hip hop started, there were no elements. It just was what it was.
It wasn't about all cultures.
Hold on. It gave elements. Right, it had nothing to do with culture like that. We were a cultural people, so therefore everything that we did was cultural. Yo, hold on. I'm trying to
let him get it out. Y'all let him go.
So we were a cultural people, and we always been a cultural people. So anything that we do, we bring our culture to it. It doesn't mean that that's what it was built for. It was basically, it was about people trying to overcome poverty. It was about people trying to overcome hunger and the conditions that we was dealing with, and our culture was infused in that. Now, when you look just from the conversation alone, when you look at Heck, if he feels uncomfortable, right, in the conversation, it tells you one thing, that obviously, even back then when hip hop was being represented, it didn't have this type of energy. Otherwise, he wouldn't attach himself to it. Just the way that he's responding now. The way that it was inclusive. You see what I'm saying? So the fact of the matter is, we're now realizing that as a people, that we can't have so much inclusivity. Inclusivity, is that the word? Right? Inclusivity, but yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yes. We can't have that with any type of regulation. It's like when one person messes it up, now you got to start putting metal detectors in the front of the door. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. So now we're starting to see, hey, yo, listen, big facts, Jamar, big facts. That started doing foul. So now we got to get security. We can't just allow everybody in because this thing done blew up bigger than we expected. So now we have to regulate who's coming in the club, who's coming in and out of the situation. That's all you're seeing here. But to make it to stand on, oh yeah, it was just a black thing and boom, 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 and that's what we was pushing, I would say that's highly incorrect. It was a cultural thing, and people was able to attach to black.
Nah, it was a black thing.
It
was a black thing.
Hold on, let me
Jamar, you can't say that. You can't say that.
Wait a minute. How old are you, Jamar?
This ain't no We Are the World stuff.
Wait a minute. How old are you, Jamar?
I'm 45 years old.
Okay, stop. Where you from?
I'm from Long Island, New York.
Okay, you from Long Island. You 45.
45.
I'm 52.
Okay.
I'm from the Bronx. East 174th Longfellow Avenue. Boom. You cannot tell me, because you wasn't even born. I was there. It was exclusivity.
Yes.
There is the caveat of a few sprinkled here and there Latinos. I can tell you this for sure. Because while we were doing, wait a minute, hold on. Let me correct the statement in the whole situation. When we were doing our jams, which was basically based around breaks and James Brown and all that stuff, and this is I'm saying before Cool Herc. I'm saying before Cool Herc.
What you say?
Okay. While we were doing guess what I'm saying? Guess what the Latinos were doing? The Puerto Ricans were having their own jams, and that was based on salsa music.
I agree.
But you didn't see us there.
Merengue, Machada, all that good stuff.
But you saw a few of them at the park jams and stuff. Now I can tell you this because I was there.
I was there.
So I can tell you.
So my question. So my question is this: when they were
So
having
it's not all inclusive.
I
when
was
they were
there.
having hip hop parties, were they kicking people out based on their race?
No,
All right, then.
they
That's what I'm
wasn't
saying.
kicking people
That's
out.
all I'm saying. It was not built on race, whether or not you could participate in hip hop. Otherwise, it wouldn't become what it was
Who
today.
did? Well, here it is.
That's not the
It
argument.
wasn't based on any of that. It was based on foundational Black American culture. Period.
That's a fact.
Period.
It's not what it's based on. That's what
Point blank. Period.
Yeah.
But hold on, Jamal. Hold on, Jamal.
There was no Jamaican influence.
There was no rules
Latino
saying, yo,
influence.
Spanish people can't come into this party.
But however, what's important what you just said? What's important what you said? What you said was very important just now. You said, well, the Latinos can't come into this party. Yeah, that's important what you said. Because guess what? You couldn't be foundational Black American and go to a salsa party.
That's right.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's in your what they were
That's
doing
a fact.
what we were doing.
They were not.
I don't know, y'all. I went to a lot of. Hold on. What's that? Myself.
You keep mentioning
I went to a lot of salsa parties.
what we were doing
I'm out.
in hip hop. And we were not excluding anybody to come into the party based
No,
on
we
race.
wasn't.
That is a lie.
But they were.
That is a lie.
In the 70s,
One
they
thing you
were.
gotta remember though. One thing
Let
y'all
Heck
gotta
talk for a
one
second.
thing,
You know, let's
one
be.
thing y'all hold up. One thing y'all gotta remember at the end of the day, of course, no Ricans and nobody was gonna get kicked out of them parties because at the end of the day, yeah, it was based from Black culture, but it's a business at the end of the day. Kicking somebody out of a party is no different than saying that white people can't buy these albums. It's a business still, regardless of what it came
They
from.
weren't really making money, so it wasn't a business.
He just
It wasn't a business at that time.
Listen to what he said. Listen to the words that he's using. He said culture.
They weren't making no money then.
It wasn't no business yet.
Hey, let me say this. We using it the
Yo,
wrong way.
Mr. Soprano's on point, man. Y'all gotta listen a little bit.
Hey, hold on. Let me say this.
They weren't making no money. It wasn't a business at that time.
Hold on, y'all. Look, let's put it in this proper perspective. And what the elders said, and what was going on here and in New York during the gang era, during the gang times. You had certain groups, certain Puerto Rican groups that might have came amongst us. That's true. That's how I was born. So you had certain groups that came amongst us, but for the most part, those nobody liked Black people like that. Like let's not lose sight of this. Let's not lose sight of this. We talk like we was just loved by everybody. We wasn't. Some of our music and some of the things we did what was an expression about what we were going through. And you had a lot of white Latinos that came here that identified as white. You had a lot of Latinos that disowned their family, their children from marrying Black. I'm part of it. I know what I'm talking about. Nobody gonna sit here and tell me anything different. I know what I'm talking about. I am too. Watch this. Now watch this. Early on, you had some Ricans that was with us, but for the most part, they said that's Moreno culture. That's the Cocolos. They was with their own people. It was called nigga music. It was called jungle.
Speak on it, George Mickey.
So this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. So even though we wasn't born because our big mamas didn't teach us to be racist. Most Black people, we always included and let everybody in. But we also understood who we were back in the day. We knew we couldn't go across them tracks because you might get your head busted. And we knew we couldn't go over there to the Italian side. We couldn't go over there to them other groups like that. But we always was inclusive. We always let everybody in. But make no mistake about it. During those times, that was our music. And they made sure, those other groups made sure they called it jungle music, man. Jungle music. It wasn't accepted like that. We fought to get
jungle music. Wow.
We had Puerto Ricans with us. Yeah, we did. But for the most part, a lot of the older Puerto Ricans was racist as hell.
Hell yeah.
I'm telling y'all.
I think you're conflating what other people were doing versus what we were doing. Even though they may have been racist, we weren't, and that's been my point.
I just said that. I just said
that. Different cultures to come in. It was not
Jamal, the mistake you made
so that we could have a party and everybody pull up to the party. It didn't matter who they was. If you wanted to come into the party, it was a hip hop party. Come through.
He just said that, Jamal.
Again, hip hop would not have grown.
Let's slow it
Jamal,
back down.
he just said that, Jamal.
Hold on, I'm gonna say it again for the people in the back. Listen to me. And I want you young people to listen. We was never really we was never racist. We was all inclusive. Our history speaks for itself. The problem is the other groups was.
Yes.
They was. So now watch this.
All facts.
Watch this. Our music was called Moreno music, Jungle music. It was called by all the other groups. This is a fact.
This is a fact.
Let speak.
You know,
yo, Heck, I'm putting you on the screen, bro.
I'm just gonna speak and I'm gonna leave because I already see the energy here. Yo, listen, man.
Come on,
the energy is negative.
Let's have some dialogue. You've been here for a couple of years.
No matter what I say, I'm gonna get interrupted. So
not even. We just shooting the shit. Go ahead.
I love this energy. Yo, first and foremost, in order for you to understand certain things, you gotta ask questions. You think for example, they got 3 words that I was talking the other day to somebody about. Moreno, it's not a bad word. Cocolo is.
Yes.
I'm telling you the definition.
Yeah, he explained that yesterday. Yeah,
no, let him talk, but don't cut it.
No,
let
I'm not cutting him off. Go ahead.
Moreno is like saying
brown.
Morena, same thing. Morenito, same thing. Because in Puerto Rico, we still call each other Morena, dark-skinned Puerto Ricans. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Now, when you take it to Cocolo,
that's different.
That's different.
We know the difference.
No, but you just finished saying that they're saying, "Oh, Moreno music."
But when they did, let me ask you.
I didn't know the difference.
Respectfully, when they in that context, when they use it, they were separating themselves from us because that's Moreno music. That's what he said. Tell the truth, That's what I'm asking.
I'm not. What do you mean? All I speak is truth, homie. You don't know me yet. You're gonna get to know me.
That statement. That's all I'm saying.
He said Moreno music because he didn't want to say Cocolo music.
No, let Heck talk, man. Let Heck talk.
No, hold on.
There's a way that he got in here. Let him say his piece.
Yeah, no, that's not. Look,
don't project on him. Let him say.
Heck came in with respect.
Let Heck say.
Let him talk.
Go ahead.
Let Heck talk.
Go chill, y'all. The reason why I asked that because I don't want you to think you're being attacked. What I'm saying is,
I can handle mine. Ain't no problem.
No, but it's not about that. We just have a conversation.
I'm too intellectual to let.
Okay, all right.
Just let Heck build. Yo, Heck
Speak
build.
your piece, bro. Come on, man.
Your experience coming in. How was it for you coming in?
Like, I'm 51 years old. I'm from Bedford-Stuyvesant, the heart of the gods. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in Roosevelt, Marcy, and all that. That's me. 51 years, right there.
All right.
Now, I ain't never seen no brother get kicked out of a party. Now, you said Southside. Let's look back, all right? In 1978, 77, freestyle music started coming out. You know what I'm saying? And house music.
Yo, y'all niggas got Cash App and donate to the platform. Can we give y'all a history lesson today? Get that Cash App and donate to the platform. We give you a history lesson today. It's tagged in. It's pinned in the description. Let's go.
So, like I was speaking the other day, yeah, I understand the salsa thing, but salsa is deep rooted with African roots.
Facts.
People don't even know that. So when I used to go to my jams, because back in the days you called it jams, you know, and stuff like that, I used to go to the apartments and Marcy and my man Nut Gumby and all that, Nalo, Powerful, you know. I ain't never been segregated from no party, and I ain't seen nobody get segregated from a Spanish party over there in Bed-Stuy. You get what I'm saying? I never seen that happen. That's why when his brother mentioned it earlier, I was like, what? When I remember when my family was throwing, quote unquote, the salsa party, because we listen to everything anyway, you know, but the salsa party, I had a bunch of black brothers in there with me.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I ain't gonna say I don't believe it.
For sure,
of course,
that's a whole nother beast.
Now hold on, y'all. Let them build. Let them build.
Of course, you're not gonna believe it. We already see where everything is at. I already see it, so it's all good. And of course, you're not gonna believe that. Even if I show you paperwork and facts, you're still not gonna believe it. But
I'll give you my history, then, Heck.
I'm just telling you my history, and I grew up in Bed-Stuy, one of the most predominantly black neighborhoods in America.
And I grew up in the Bronx.
Okay,
I believe
you grew up in the Bronx.
But they're two different animals.
I grew up with nothing but the bros. In my projects, it was only 3 Puerto Rican families, mine and 2 others.
That's why y'all had to be cool. Y'all couldn't act like hyenas. That's why y'all had to be cool, because it was 3 of y'all.
But I can still.
It was 3 of y'all.
I don't care who it is.
That's so crazy.
So what, you beat up the whole projects? You beat up the whole projects then?
You talking crazy.
Come on,
I had it in the projects. That's what I'm telling you. You don't know me.
Man, listen.
You don't know
Y'all
me.
couldn't act like hyenas. Y'all couldn't do your hyena shit.
Listen, I don't need a group. There's a difference between me and a lot of. I don't need a group. I could give you my.
So you God body?
Resume.
You
said
you was raised.
You personally attacking me, telling me that you're lying. You couldn't do that. That's because y'all was no.
Because there was 3 families. You just said it was 3 black families. So of course y'all couldn't get on y'all Puerto Rican shit.
How you gonna say that? You got what's the name of the group? Laws and Underground. No, it wasn't them. What's the brother's name? They from Bushwick Projects, and it's predominantly Puerto Ricans in Bushwick Projects.
Yeah, in Bushwick,
and they live there. What's the name of the group?
Man, Bushwick was on some other shit back in the day, though. Heck,
some racist shit too.
It depends.
Bushwick was on some racist shit
too.
It depends.
Hold up.
Hold up, y'all.
Let's bring it all out. Let's bring it all out.
Yo, everybody let him talk.
Yeah, I'm good.
Hold up. Before you talk, Born.
Anything I say, son gonna say I'm lying.
I'm
lying. 51 years. I'm lying.
Spam in the chat.
But you know the problem that we got.
I'm a liar. I'm good.
The problem that we got though, Heck, because this the thing, Heck. When I look at you, no, but this the thing though, Heck. This the problem. When we make our statements, when you first came in, this the problem I got, right? When you first came in, you heard us talking, and you automatically assumed that our truth was negative. That's what you said.
Oh, I never said your truth was negative.
No, Heck, this is what you said. You said I peeped the energy in here, and you said we was talking.
Yeah,
negative, Heck. That's why
I spoken like a true fucking Latin king.
No, that's what you said, Heck.
What you say?
Spoken like a true Latin king. That's what you did.
Now I ain't saying that part, but listen, Heck, hold on.
I'm saying that.
No, Heck. But what I'm saying is, what you did. No, Heck. What you did was, and you a Puerto Rican that can't.
Who's there with you, Heck?
You're right, man.
No, but Heck, look, you're a Puerto Rican that can't pass for white, right? So you might have been accepted in a lot of different circles, right? Just by your phenotype. But I'm gonna tell you, what you did was when you came in, you listened to what we were saying and you downplayed it and said, I'm only gonna be here for a minute. Yeah, you said I'm only gonna stay here for a minute because I can peep the energy. That was
because before I came into the show,
I
have to listen to before I could opinionate. So I rewinded it and I listened to most of it, and then I came into the show. That's why I came late.
Yeah, but when
because the brother invited me, so I was listening. I was like, some of these things, you know.
You came late because that's what black people do.
But we give it our but heck, we give it our experience.
Now you know I'm black, you heard?
Heck is black though. You got 51% black.
I'm sorry, yo. I'm sorry.
The one drop rule.
We giving our experiences as black people that we may experience from some Puerto Rican.
It's all love. It's all love, Heck. We just trying to give you.
Yo, boy, of course, you know, your king, you know how I am.
No, bro, you know.
I lost a friend the other day because of his verbiage. Puerto Rican friend.
Facts.
And I called King at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, this whole scenario with the Fat Joe and everything is making quite a few people come out of closets. And I don't mean in the Diddy term.
Diddy term too.
Let me ask you, Heck, you got at least one black grandparent, don't you?
Oh, I got Indian and black. I got great grandparents.
I'm saying, which grandparent you got as black?
For my mother's side.
It don't matter which one.
Because you can't pass for white. You can't go down Florida and pass as a white Latino.
Oh, no. The
reason why I'm trying to say what I'm saying is, how many times you got told, and be honest, Heck, how many times you got told by racist Latino you belong over there with them niggas? How many times you was told that, Heck? Tell the truth.
And I want to be honest with you, I got into a lot of problems because I hang out with the bros.
Yeah, but how many times they told you look like one of them?
Oh, they never told
racist as hell, because I got told that.
They told me, yo, you race flipper, this and that. I've been through the whole shit.
What we're talking
but
about.
The thing is, my job, when the brother made that comment, my job, when the guys told me that, why you doing that, why you hanging? And I tell them the same thing all the time. That's my people.
But that's what we talking about. When
we
were talking about when hip hop first was created. When Crazy Legs said in that video, that's the Moreno culture, that's Moreno music. What he did was he made a separation from his culture, and he wasn't not even he was using it in a negative term. He let the world know that Moreno was separated from. That's why he said that's Moreno culture. That's what
Moreno was a placeholder, so to speak. That was just the word that he used as a placeholder.
No, I agree, but it was in that context. It was used in separation because he said
when he said,
culture.
I seen the interview when he said Moreno culture. He was saying
Peace,
black
crisis.
culture.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
It was a separation. He
said
said
that's black culture. That means he was giving you flowers that you invented.
No, we agree with that. That was I didn't take what I'm saying was I didn't take it with disrespect, but what he did was he was letting everybody know this is what we do over here. That's what they doing over there. And he was.
But it wasn't.
First of all,
it wasn't.
hold on, one second. Forget all this racial shit. I want to know what you thought about what the motherfucker Matt Papa said on his live yesterday. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, he got issues. They got to study a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
and I said the same thing about Joe. You know, I ate him alive. You know what I'm saying?
Back to the chickens, yo. Let me say this, and might be crazy, and it might just be, I don't know. It seemed like that chicken thing was set up because everybody who from the East Coast know that it's not foundational Black Americans who raise chickens. We don't do that.
Right.
That's normally a Caribbean or Latino thing. So
we do it.
It's more of an indigenous thing. You know what I'm saying?
We do it in North Carolina.
It's more of an indigenous thing.
Yeah, but that ain't New York. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that ain't typical of New York. That's definitely
that's not typical of New York at all.
Chickens.
So that seemed kind of. Yeah.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's like out Philly, bro.
That seems like some bullshit to me.
Out Philly, bro. You go down to Badlands, they call it cockfighting. You know what I'm saying? They be having them chickens down there and all that. They be fighting and all of that.
Yeah, you go in the basement and them damn roofers be tearing each other up.
You been out of Badlands in Philly, Hat? You ever been to Philly in the Badlands? Watch this. My young boy from Philly. Hey, Hector.
I'm right here.
You know the way you look, Hector, in the Badlands down there in Philly. You a nigga. A lot of them other groups separate from you. You a nigga down there. It's the truth.
And I live in Philly. Yo, we rather each other at the lodge. You better Philly.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Hey, Heck.
No.
hey, down the Badlands, Needle Park, and all them where all them Ricans at.
Yeah.
Heck is a nigga. He not one of them. I'm trying to tell you.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
English is too strong and too dark.
And heck, I'm gonna keep it real. It's like this. You know, at the end of the day, much love and respect to you, because at the end of the day, you is who you is. I don't know if he's still on this joint, but
I think he went out. I think the shit went out.
I'm gonna tell y'all a prime example. I'm gonna tell y'all a prime example. My first time on State Road, bro. I'm over CFC. So we you know, like when you first go to the county and all that, you gotta go around. They check your blood, you get the needles and all of that. So it was me, my homie, and it was a Rican dude that was with us, bro. He was talking to us the whole time, bro. The whole time. Once we got placed to our jail, which was the House of Corrections, it was a separation, bro. It wasn't a what's up.
I don't know what happened. I'm sorry.
It wasn't no what's up or nothing. Like y'all know, like when you cooking your chi-chis and all of that, everything is like it gets segregated, bro.
What do you look like though? What kind of Puerto Rican was he? Because I'm gonna tell you, hood banger. What did he look like?
A Badland Rican, exactly what he was, and they was over there deep. And you know when you go on State Road, they automatically taking care of each other. Like unless. You know, when you black, if it ain't nobody that got love for you that you know from the streets, you ain't getting no care package once you hit State Road.
Yeah.
Before you could make it to the store. The Ricans is, you know what I'm saying, they good. Even though we do business with them, because they was definitely making them stingers and you could buy bangers off of them and all of that. But at the end of the day, it was brief and it was segregated. And anytime we had an issue, it was a group thing. It was like, you know what I'm saying? So everything is segregated, like out Philly at least. And that's
when I was growing up, it was like that, but it was to a extent. Like I'll give you an example. When I was growing up, Puerto Ricans and blacks lived. Puerto Ricans had their side, but blacks lived with the Puerto Ricans. The whites lived on the other side. We didn't live amongst white people. I didn't see white people unless I had a teacher or I went downtown. I didn't see no white people.
I didn't even see the hood blogger. What up?
The Puerto Ricans. People that look like,
love and respect.
People that look like Hector, though, a lot of times back in the day, them white Puerto Ricans wouldn't accept him. He was over there with us. He was a nigga, right? That's the way it was. So what I'm saying is a lot. Puerto Ricans deal with colorism way more than we Latino.
Yes,
way more
Facts.
than we do. Way
Facts.
more. It's a big in the culture. So he'd have been considered Moreno.
Big fact, especially in
And that
Cuba.
comes from
In
their
Cuba,
mother
man.
country.
When
In
you went to
Cuba,
North Philly,
yeah.
when you went to North Philly in the Badlands on the block, you saw a lot of. If I took you down the Badlands right now, you'll see a lot of Puerto Ricans that live in the hood look like Hector. When you go up to the far northeast, you see white Puerto Ricans. The ones that live in the hood look like Hector. And they be with the black people because the white looking Puerto Ricans left them. That's the truth.
And the thing is, like I was saying the other day, I even said this on Fifth Joint, and even in Puerto Rico, like I just came from there not so long ago, they still got some white Puerto Ricans that just don't like the dark skin. I don't know why.
You know why?
Hey, yo, why you keep? I don't know
Because
why.
they take on that
I
European
grew up different, my guy.
That's simple. That's simple. You know
That's
why?
simple like what?
Because they think they white.
No,
that's it.
You
That's
gotta
simple.
understand that. You gotta understand that a lot of people.
Phenotypically, you got a lot of Puerto Ricans that are literally white because they have 98% or 90% European DNA. The point that I'm saying is this: when you go to places in Puerto Rico, see, there's spots you can go to, and you turn around, you look, and you think you in Brooklyn or the Bronx with palm trees, and everybody looks like me or Hector. So, you know, but those are the places that are predominantly poor.
With us. They got
Those are the poor areas.
But
those are not
but that's the economic
wealthy
structure
areas.
everywhere. They keep us down. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What the darker you are,
But not me. I'm good. You know, I'm just speaking in general terms.
Well, the darker you are, the worse you're gonna be treated, man. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all a real 30-second story.
That's
when
worldwide.
I was a kid, I was holding my older sister's hand, and my younger sister was in a stroller. We were down in Florida, and my mom was pushing her. And this lady walked up and started talking to my mom in Spanish. And she said to my mom, "I didn't know that you babysit kids." She thought that my mom was babysitting black kids because and she but she said some derogatory stuff. And at that point, I remember I was young. I understood that there was a separation. She didn't believe that we was my mom's children. Hey, King, that's how it was, man.
That is crazy.
You know, here's the thing. They almost lost my damn daughter at the hospital because my daughter was born technically white. See what I'm saying? And she had my features and everything, but she was a white baby. Mm-hmm. And they were like, "Is this really your child?" I'm like, "Yo, if you don't bring me my
crazy. You lucky they didn't call the feds on you, blame you for kidnapping, right?
I'm trying to tell you, I was on some rampage stuff. Like, yo, if you don't give me my goddamn child, I'm gonna tear this thing up.
A lot of black folks that happened to though. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Wabu. Now this is my man Wabu. We go back from what I said. What is it like? Wabu first came to Virginia was like 2003. Or was it before that when my brother's first moved down there? Was it like 99, 2000?
Yeah.
And I came to visit. I met him in like 2003 though. Like we really started hanging out. And one day I was telling him about when I was bodyguard Africa Bambaataa, right? Mm. And while he finished the story, while bodyguard not Red Alert went to Africa Bambaataa house. And this is cousin. He finished the story for me. He's like, it was a lot of Puerto Rican boys dressed up like girls, right? Egyptian girls.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's his cousin right there. Bambaataa's cousin from the Bronx.
That's a fact.
And he put his own cousin out there for that shit. And I'm like, yo, I seen it. He was like, yeah. We did the clubs.
Nah, that's a fact. Like, that's since the Puerto Ricans kind of follow more of the European culture. That's why when you get locked up, netas, them niggas love boys. They love getting busy.
The white Puerto Ricans.
White Puerto Rican culture.
Time out. Can I say something?
No, that's just different. That's just what I'm not saying every Puerto Rican. I ain't saying that.
He's saying the white ones, bro.
No, time out. I just want to say something.
What?
He's right in his analogy about I don't want to say because I don't want you to get banned. The situation with the boy thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I got, I'm against that. But listen, in order for you to make a proper analogy, you have to know the historics behind that. We don't mess with boys. I don't mess with boys. I got a wife for 32 years. I'm good. that's the Nieta thing. I know the Nieta concept thing because I'm Puerto Rican, and so I know the Nieta concept thing. The Nieta concept thing was started for abuse. The reason why, I disagree with it, just like you do.
What?
I disagree with it.
Let him finish, y'all. Let him finish. I want to learn this.
I disagree with it too, but I'm just telling you how it came about. When the dude went to go against the oppressor that was oppressing people, stabbing people up, taking advantage of people, his name was Carlito Torre Ariete. They know him as Shadow, something like that, Carlos Sombra. When he went to stab the dude up, and the people to go against the people that was oppressing the weak prisoners and taking advantage of them and all that, everybody turned his back on him. The only people that looked out for him was the people that was getting oppressed, that was getting taken advantage of. And some of them happened to be in that people that boy toys, whatever you call them. They the ones that helped them get out the situation. So that's why that's accepted in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Because they helped them get out of that, whatever. I disagree with the whole thing about you just fucking with it, but I'm just giving you an analogy of what happened, why that came about. That's all. I'm not saying.
You know what, actually, but I get what you're saying, and that's that historical, recent history thing. But
no, I know about the Europeans and all that, but I'm just talking about what happened.
That came from buck breaking. That came from buck breaking slaves on the plantation in the Caribbean. You know, Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic. That all across the United States. Yeah, that was buck breaking, bro. That's where that came from originally.
And somebody said some real retarded shit. Hold on. What's the mess with you? Puerto Ricans are not mostly Italian or Arab. Puerto Ricans are Black Africans and a native Indians of the country.
He's there. Hold on.
In Spanish.
I'm gonna show him.
In Spanish, yeah.
Yeah.
Not all of us is like that, but I'm gonna show him. That's why you take DNA tests. That's why you take DNA tests to find out.
And beware of them shits too.
Yo, I took like 4 or 5 of them. Trust me.
Hey, when they got your DNA, they got you.
Yeah,
Conspiracy.
I took 3.
I put my phone there so I can see it.
Hey, Heck, how much Native American blood you got, Heck? See if I got more.
I got 26% indigenous blood from Puerto Rico.
I got 18.
18. And you know what's crazy? That a lot of people, and I'm glad you said that. A lot of the white Puerto Ricans, they're not even close to 2 or 3%.
Nope, they sure ain't.
Nope.
I'm 62% sub-Saharan African. I got 18%.
Excuse me. I'm staying corrected. Excuse me. 20%. We're gonna scroll through this. You ready?
Yeah. Hold up. You gotta blow it up. You can't see.
No, you gotta move it closer.
Heck pulling out the receipts.
Move it over a little bit, Heck. Move it over.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, 22% Portugal. We know that's part of Spain, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got 20% indigenous to Puerto Rico. You see that, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then look at all the African. There's none but African. All that adds up to 51%.
Yeah, I told you belong over. I told you. They them niggas don't accept you.
And you know what's crazy? They even put me with the original Ethiopian, the Sephardic Jews. All this and I got mad African. It's mostly African.
No, but our niggas can see it. Heck, that's why I told you they don't accept you. Heck, you belong in the Badlands with the rest of the Puerto Ricans.
White, Heck. You black, Heck.
Heck, you belong in the Badlands.
Come on over.
Hey, Heck,
I was in my own little Badlands. I'm from some of the projects. That shit was pretty awful over
you
there.
belong with the poor Puerto Ricans in the Badlands with the niggas.
Hey, you know what we used to call Philly? Philly was like a little Brooklyn. Yeah. We used to call Philly Little Brooklyn back in the day.
Facts. I remember that, Philly Little Brooklyn. Right now, you got a bunch of Puerto Ricans over there from Carolina.
No, you got Philadelphia got the 3rd largest Puerto Rican population.
That's what I'm saying. You got a whole bunch of them from Carolina. I know a whole bunch of them.
But that's why I'm saying.
Philly got a large African population.
When you go to the black community, you see the Puerto Ricans in the hood. Most of the Puerto Ricans up until now, with these integration, look like you. They got left in the hood They was the black looking Puerto Ricans. They got nothing. Like when you look at I'll give you an example. Look at the two members of Tough Crew. Overlord, Ice Dog, and them. They look like you. They don't look like Ricky Martin. They was the ones in the hood, bro.
I ain't trying to look like Ricky Martin.
Yeah, I was just about to say, man, Ricky Martin. Oh shit.
I ain't trying to look like Ricky Martin.
A Triple Skrilla said, heck of Poppy from North Camden. Y'all tripping. Yo, shout out Camden, salute Camden, New Jersey, man. You know how we do, Jersey in the building.
You know, Camden is a rough spot.
Yeah,
Camden is rough. No, but look, I took that DNA. I took that DNA shit. I was
I take it as a compliment.
I had 18% Native American DNA. I was 62% Sub-Saharan African and 20% cracker. 20%.
And it's crazy when you found that shit out. It blew your mind, right?
Yeah, but I didn't know because when I look at myself, I didn't know I had that much Native American in my blood. But then when you see, this is my grandmom right here. That's my grandmom on there. But I had 18%, but I'm 62% black. I'm black.
Well, I'm catching up. I'm 51%.
And my dad is FBA, so I'm FBA. My father and their family is from Georgia. They niggas.
My whole thing is like, if you took it wrong, I'm a real shooter. You heard? If you took it wrong, that I said I already feel the energy. It's because I'm very analytical individual, and I go by people's what they speak and how they speak it, the energy. So, like I was saying before I got into the show, I heard a couple of things. I was like, why that type of energy? You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it cordial. Let's keep it professional. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said that. Like I already knew where it was going. Then, the White King. I'm like, whoa.
No, but you know why you get that though, Hector? I'm gonna tell you why. And I'm the perfect person to tell you. The problem that you have is, even with some of my friends, right? You still can cross over in between when it's convenient for you. Now you may not. No, hear me out. You may not want to. But what I'm saying is, there's a lot of Puerto Ricans that can. When you look at me, I'm black. I'm not getting included in the room at all. I'm a nigga. You can still cross over in between. So as black folks, we like, nigga, are you down or not? Like a lot of Puerto Ricans play both sides of the field.
See, the thing is, you shouldn't doubt me. You should ask me.
No, I didn't know. I didn't say that you. I'm not saying you.
Because I'm a type of brother. If you can't,
I'm making general statements about Puerto Ricans, what they do. What I'm saying is, and you know this. What I'm saying is, some are Puerto black or people of color when it's convenient, but when they accepted by the other side, they'll go over there. That's our problem. That's what we're speaking to. And that's why I said when a lot of times you come in the room, y'all gotta be on board with what we talking about. Other than that, go over there with them. Because they like J-Lo, they play both sides.
Yeah, I don't fuck with J-Lo at all.
But that's the point I'm making. That's the point we be making.
I don't fuck with Rosie Perez, J-Lo, none of them. You know why? Because they convenient Puerto Ricans. They're only Puerto Rican when it's convenient.
That was the point I was making. That's the point I was making.
I get what you're saying. I know. Listen, me and you was in the same. Maybe we're on the same boat, but we're just talking a little bit of different languages. But we there.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Growing up, and you go back to the 70s, what black people experienced, because you had the Puerto Rican children was like, yo, I like that Moreno culture. I'm over there with them. But when they went home, a lot of their parents wasn't with that shit. Stay away
because a lot of my parents is on the darker side. So.
I understand, bro.
A lot of those
appreciate you coming up there. Hold up, yourself. Yo, Mr. Soprano, you always welcome on our platform, bro. We always like OGs up here. I'm gonna post the stream link again. Hold on.
Your parents, you said, was on the darker side, so they might have been more acceptable to the black side then.
By itself, my queen just got me some coffee.
Word up.
Thank you, baby.
You gotta be careful not to make generalizations about an entire group of people.
That's my thing.
That's what he did, and that's how we ended up where we are now. When you start grouping a whole bunch of people based upon your personal experience and what you went through, then it goes left. Because I had to learn this about being from New York. Like, you know what I'm saying? That everywhere ain't like New York.
Well, let me ask you a question, Jamal.
Real quick.
Who has generalized black people? Who hasn't generalized black people historically? We've always been generalized.
Yeah. Lazy. No. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you what I heard. Hold up.
Hold on.
Hold on. You can't say that because the brother just now said that.
Hold on. Before you cut me off, you cannot base your personal experience on what everybody else. Your personal experience, or you can't base the collective off of your personal experience.
No, bro.
So what that means is this.
No. I'm not.
Jamal, hold on.
Let him speak.
Yeah, exactly. You're trying to project your experience on me. I came from Long Island, right? My experience is very different from somebody who grew up in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. My experience is very different from somebody who grew up in Kansas City. It's a totally different experience. I will not base the whole world based off of my perspective of what I saw in my life growing up and say that this is how everybody is. That's just not what it is. You're lying to yourself. You're not hurting anybody but yourself, thinking that the collective is what you saw and what you experienced. In my life, when I grew up, I couldn't even listen to hip hop to a certain age, right? I wasn't born and raised in hip hop. I was born and raised in like gospel music, Christian music, right? So like, when I came into hip hop, I came into hip hop as a teenager, right? Experiencing the world, right? So I had a whole different experience of what I thought hip hop was versus when I got into it and became a hip hop artist. I was rapping gospel music. You know what I'm saying? Before I started rapping what I'm rapping about now. So my experience was very, very different from everyone else's, the same way other people's experiences was. And you have to respect what their experience was. When Heck came in, he said it wasn't like that. I'm not going to tell him he was lying. Like, yo, your situation wasn't what you thought. Told him that, though. Your experience was exactly how you.
Yeah, somebody did tell me that.
Lying here. Everybody experienced it exactly how they experienced it and how they rendered it. So you have to understand that hip hop was universal. People was able to eat off of it, and that's how it got so big. If it wasn't universal, it wouldn't have gotten so big. It wouldn't have gotten that far. So let me ask you a question, though, Jamal.
Let me ask you a question, Jamal, based off of what you said. Based off of what you said, I heard everything you said. Let me ask you, are you sitting here on this panel right now as a 45-year-old black man? Hold on, y'all. I want everybody's opinion on this too. Are you sitting on this panel as a 45-year-old black man saying that black people in this country wasn't generalized?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that that's not the argument. No,
he said that's not the argument.
You keep talking about what white people are doing to this or Spanish people are doing to us. That's not the argument. The argument is what we were doing with our culture. Were we allowing people into the culture? Yes, we were. Otherwise, we would not be here. Every time we bring up that conversation and we say that statement,
we dealt with that part already.
Hold on. Yeah, but we say that, which is a historical fact. We get talked over and we act like our experience is not what we saw and what we experienced. No, hip hop allowed any and everybody into it. That's why it is what it is. That is a fact.
But that was part of our the conversation. That was part of us as a people.
That's our culture, not theirs. Our culture.
But hold on. That was part of our culture as a people. And even in that part, the part that you're leaving out is, and why I said you was being disrespectful. Why I said you was being disingenuous was that was part of our culture as a people. Because before hip hop, historically, our community was always a refuge for other groups. We always let people in. The problem is a lot of those groups didn't practice the same thing that we practice to love. We practice for them. That's part of the conversation.
We understand that.
That's all we're saying.
At the end of the day, you got to be solution-based. You want to be progressively thinking. Just to say, oh, yeah, they doing this and they doing that. And not trying to act like, yo, hip-hop ain't like that. Hip-hop is not like that.
Yo, time out. Somebody's shit is echoing wind and all that. I can't hear.
Music is a universal language. It's for everybody. It's like money, bro. It's a universal language. Anybody can participate. We will buy and sell to whoever. That's what it is. So you can't take that away from the craft and what we actually built. You know what I'm saying? Aside from what we have to deal with in order to make it, just like this. I'm a Kemetic priest, right? And we always talk about ancient Egypt and stuff like that. Egypt became what it was. You know why? Because it was universal. Anybody could come in and barter and trade. But it was also because it was how it was ultimately was destroyed. We let people in and out, and we didn't vet them. You see what I'm saying? So they came in and they conquered. Then they came in and they conquered. So I understand both things, but you cannot act like the historical record doesn't show that hip hop was a universal thing. It was, and it always will be. That's what it is. It's bigger than us now. So you have to understand that.
So Jamal, let me ask you.
Now it's universal. When it began, it was not.
Based off that argument, Jamal, would you say the black community is a universal thing? It's all inclusive. The black community, there is no black community based off what you're saying.
What is a black community? Show me a black community. What is your definition of a community?
There you go. That's why I knew that's where you was going. No, I ain't gotta say no more. I got you.
You gotta show me what a community is.
No, I got you.
Right now, the black community exists. Right now, the black community exists more of a spiritual thing. Because
was there ever a black community?
Tomorrow, you know what? It sounds like semantics.
That's what the issue is.
This is semantics.
Victories in the black.
This is moving the goalposts, and it's semantics, brother.
Yeah. Was there ever a black community, Jamar?
Of course, absolutely.
When? Tell me when.
The black community ain't in the United States. If you ask me, it ain't here.
So we don't have. Oh, okay. So with that, we don't have culture here. Like Americans don't have culture because there's no community.
No, we're not talking about culture. We're talking about
no. You can't have culture.
You gotta have culture to have a community.
I don't think the community is thriving the way that it should be. No.
What I'm saying was, you said that the community is not here. So if the community is not here, that means that we have no culture. So everything belongs to everybody else.
There's a symbolic culture here. That's what I just say. I said there's a symbolic culture. So like we praise symbolic victories. Like we look at Barack Obama as a win. That's a symbolic victory. It's not a real victory.
Not everybody do that. But let me ask you a question.
Right? So what I say is
you speaking as if black people are monolith.
Otherwise we wouldn't have
we're not.
Hey, yo, hold up, y'all. Yo, part self, yo. We got Zone News TV in the building. Let him speak because he just got here. Those Zone News, what's good, my boy Pigs got?
What up?
Zone News TV. That's what I say.
Specific 20 seconds.
Yo, Zone, you there?
You there? That's a hate.
You had the mute button, bro. You had the mute button. You had the mic.
You probably doing something.
All right, go ahead. Yo. Y'all go ahead, Matt. When Zoe come in, here come in.
Yeah, I don't think it's a question that the black community needs to rebuild and refine, and that's what's kind of what you're seeing right here. We trying to figure out really what black to redefine what blackness is, because a lot of people thought what's her name? Kamala. What's her name? Kamala. They don't even know what blackness is. Like
you said, we never had a culture here.
We redefining it, and now we setting boundaries as that's not black. That ain't black, bro. Get that out of here. Like, yeah, that's black. Bring that in. That ain't. That's what we doing.
Jamar, you said black. You said
people are figuring things out.
You said the black community was never in America. So if black community was
never, that's not what I said. You said is it in America? No, it's not right now. No, it's not right.
No, when I asked you, was there a black community? You said it's not in America, brother.
You said, is there a black community?
You said not in America.
You said it's not in America.
You said not in America.
It's not in America. It's symbolic right now.
What?
Yeah.
So if it's not in America, so the black community. So what I'm saying
like the city of Atlanta.
If the black community is not in America, then all of our cultural experiences that we had here, from the revolutions to fighting against slavery, the insurrections leading up to Jim Crow, Plessy versus Ferguson, none of that stuff existed because we don't have a community.
Symbolic victories. They're all symbolic, bro. None of them will win.
Then let me ask you a question respectfully. If you said it's not in America, where is the black community?
It doesn't exist. There's no such thing as black, first off. There's levels to this. There's no such thing.
All right, semantics. Once again, semantics. So there's no such thing as white thing, right?
All agreed upon a term that
no such thing as brown. No such thing as white. Come on, man. That's semantics. That's crazy.
Jamaican. Why? Because they know they come from Jamaica.
That's a nationality.
Where is the black community?
Hold up, everybody.
Black community. There's all black people just serve each other here in America. It does not exist.
I'm here, brother.
If black don't exist, then Puerto Rican don't exist.
Hold up. Let me.
Puerto Rico has a country. Puerto Rico has a place to go. They literally have a land. Where is black land? When you show me where black land is, I'll show you where the black community is. Show me where
the hood blogger want to speak. Let hood blogger speak. The hood blogger speak, bro. Hood blogger speak, bro.
I just gotta ask a question. Jamar, ain't that Lord Jamar, folks?
Yeah.
What's that?
So that's Lord Jamar, folks, right?
That's Lord Jamar, folks.
You was folks.
Jamar. Yeah, that's
my bro.
So
that's my bro.
So that's your bro, and you spoke highly of him. So how is you going against everything that he speak on?
I don't go against everything that he speak on. First off,
What
you
you
don't know him
saying?
the way that.
What you saying is
First off, hold
contradicting what
on.
Lord
You asked me a
Jamar
question,
talking
now let
about.
me answer it. You asked me a question, now let me answer it. I don't go against everything Jamar talks about, and if I did, I would stand 10 toes down on it, and he will tell you that. The conversations that you're having right now is based off private conversations me and Lord Jamar have regularly. You understand? Everything that everybody's talking about right now on FBA, all of this, is because we triggered Lord Jamar with our private conversations. He himself will tell you that. What? So don't do it to yourself. At the end of the day, don't try to do the whole Jamar, Lord Jamar thing, because it ain't gonna work.
So then there's no such thing as FBA then. So it's no such thing as FBA then, is what you saying.
Promise you. I don't believe in FBA, but I support what black people do. Because I am a Pan-African.
Watch this. Jamar, hold up. Let me say this. Jamar, you don't have to believe in anything.
That's right.
But you are what you are. It is a lineage. It is not a belief.
Right.
It is a factual thing. It is a genetic, scientific fact that FBA is what you are. It is a lineage.
That's
and
what
there's nothing you can change.
Listen, what any label that somebody makes up, you can project it on who you want, but that don't mean that person accepts the label that you put on them.
We
I don't
are
believe.
not
Hold
a monolith.
on.
That.
I am Kemetic. I already when I came on here, I told you I am Kemetic, right? So my ancestors come directly from Africa. So when we're talking foundational Black America, no, my ancestors come directly from Africa according to my genetic code. So I wouldn't place my history on anybody else and say, even Lord Jamar, we've had these conversations. He's FBA. His lineage comes from Native American. All his peoples come from here, from the States. My people don't. So we have that conversation regularly. We did a whole music video called Build or Destroy, and we showed the union between the two. You see what I'm saying? So I stand 10 toes down on who I am. He stands 10 toes down on who he is. I recognize him as a god of who he is. He recognizes me as a god of who I am. So this whole thing of separation, that's the thing that you cause when you create these different labels. When you start to say, oh yeah, we're doing this, and we're all doing us at the end of the day. We're all doing us.
The separation
and you got to
came
accept
with
what
others.
people are.
Separation is for reparations, bro.
Yeah, if you want reparations, I'm not fighting for reparations. I don't need reparations. If a nigga want to fight, y'all can fight for the rest of your life. People been fighting since 7 years old. That's not my thing. But if that's your thing, do your thing. I'm not knocking
this is why when you being disingenuous though, Jamar.
Okay, go ahead.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you.
That's another label, by the way.
Go ahead. Let me explain to you.
You don't know me enough to say I'm being disingenuous. You don't know me at all. You don't know me from a can of paint. Go ahead.
I don't, but I'm gonna tell you why you're being disingenuous. Let me tell
you.
Go
ahead.
Because the mere fact that you sitting up here, right, making a statement you made based off of what you just said 2 seconds ago, right? There was a unification of thought of people that was fighting for us to get the rights that we had, whether you deem them symbolic or not. You benefit from them. From the people that under that unification of thought that said that this is who we were and this is what we're fighting for. So now what you're doing is speaking diametrically opposed to that, but you're still taking the benefits from it. You said that we wasn't black, but then you said,
what benefit from?
Well, wait a minute. You said you wasn't black, but then you said you support black people. To me, you all over your place because you're the beneficiary of those people that you don't support.
No, because at the end of the day, let's put it this way, right? When you're a pastor of a church, right? When people come in there, they might be sinners, right? Now, I might support this person. I might sit down with this person and pray with this person and do what I need to do. Do I consider myself a sinner? No. But I support whatever the hell you going. If you're trying to go to the next level, I'm going to support you. So now I know that there are black people that I've taught and I've brought them to another level. They came in as maybe Moors. They may have came in as Muslim. And I got them out of religion. And I took them to a whole nother place. I say, listen, I support your religion. Don't throw your Bible away because there's value in that. That's your history. That's who you are. Don't throw that away. But at the end of the day, there's levels to this, right? So if you are first grader, and I say, hey, listen, what's 1 minus 5, right? You might say 0, and I'd be like, you know what? You correct. But listen, there's a level to this. There's negative numbers, but you ain't get there yet. You know what I'm saying? You might think you black, but once you realize your tribe, I actually did my due diligence. I actually went to Africa. I found my tribe. I know exactly who they are. They all look like me. We all have the same fucking face. So,
and they all need to pay you.
We all have the same face. I did my blood work. So I did my due diligence. Now, do I knock somebody for calling themselves black? No, he just doesn't know his tribe yet. And one day he may find his tribe.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm gonna go ahead and support that. That doesn't make me disingenuous. That means
no.
where you are.
Let me clarify why I called you disingenuous. I'm not saying it in a disrespectful manner. We having a
How is that supposed to be in a okay? Go ahead.
No, we having a conversation. We're not getting emotional about it. I called you disingenuous for a reason, based off of what you said when you first started talking, when you made the statements. Because I just heard what you just said just now, right? Some of the stuff I agree with, right? But some of the stuff I teach myself. But what you did was, and not in a disrespectful way, but you denigrated the so-called Black American culture here in America and what they've been through and what they fought for you to have the rights that you had. You said that the community don't exist in America, and if the community don't exist in America, the culture don't exist. But there's a culture here, right? And there's a community here of people that fought for us to have the rights that we have, for us to even be able to do the things that we do. It exists. That story exists here. What you did was basically step on it to perpetuate what you know. Wait, listen to me, because I listen to you. I'm telling you. This is what I'm telling you. What I'm saying to you when you made this statement, because I specifically asked you, well, where is Black American community? You said not in America, but there's Black American communities here in America, right? That was built, that helped build this country and also influenced the world. People around. Hold on, wait a minute. They right here. We all right here.
Where?
Now watch this. Watch this.
Where?
Hold on, Jamar, because I didn't cut you off.
No, before you move on, where is the Black community? Because I don't know. If I'm saying it don't exist and you saying it does, where is it? So we can.
Man, for one, listen, bro. Listen, bro.
The Black community is where you are. Where you are is where the Black community is.
Hold up. Okay. Listen, bro.
You gotta think about it, man.
We hold on. We are the descendants of those. Wait a minute. We are the descendants of those people. We stand here today because of people that was here yesterday. We able to make moves and move around because there was a people before us, right? You're in the car here now because of a people that was before you. Now, we know we had a history before we got to this panel talking. We know that there was a struggle here. So we know that we come from parents who come from parents. So we are those people. Now we may in this community today, they may be disenfranchised. They may be because of warfare that was declared on the people. But if you go back to West Africa, those countries over there in West Africa, those are not the original countries that existed. They've been destroyed. And Nigeria didn't exist 500 years ago.
And renamed by Europeans.
These are empires of people that was moved around. Those cultures are just as new as we are. So y'all can run that on somebody else, not on George. I know the history. Those people don't exist. They're not ancient people like that. That's bullshit.
Nobody, bro.
My whole thing is this. Bro. We at the end of the day, Born, bro, you my witness. When Main Man was up here on the last stream, and you told homie that he can pull up whenever. He was like, yeah, I just scanned the internet to make sure people was carrying Lord Jamar name properly, meaning saying whatever he say that they getting it correct. So at the end of the day, bro, you came on this joint talking about like you agree with Lord Jamar, but today you contradicting that. And my whole thing is for anybody that feel like that it's no community for Black people in America, y'all niggas shouldn't be in America, bro. Then go to the community you feel like you supposed to be at the end of the day.
I think you got it twisted, because if I came on and I said, yo, I'm making sure that y'all seeing what
you
Lord
did,
Jamar
bro.
feels.
You did.
Hold on. Here we go again. This is the issue, and this is what I mean. There is no Black community, because when somebody's trying to, this is basic stuff. When somebody's trying to talk and you feel that you need to say what your point is over that person, right? It shows you have a lack of communication.
Africans do the same thing.
That's what you've been doing the whole time.
Make your point. Africans do the same damn thing.
You have a lack of communication skills. When
Yo, time out. I think everybody should make a point. Hold on.
This is the problem in the Black community. And when you start saying, yo, these are the things we need to fix, and you get upset about the things that's being said that genuinely need to be fixed, you're the problem. You're the problem. Because the Black community has always had
issues bro.
You contradicting what you were just saying. And the Black community has always had issues with uniting. Why? Because we don't understand that anytime you unite something, you're also by default separating it from something else. You're talking the same conversation at the same time. You can't have unity without separation. You're going to sift through and you're going to say, hey, listen, I'm taking the red Skittles away from the orange Skittles. That's what we're doing when we're talking uniting.
Can I ask you a
question? But it's also separation.
It's
Let me
also
ask you a
separation.
question, Jamar.
You can't unite yellow Skittles unless you're going to separate them from the red ones.
But let
So
me ask you a
people
question,
don't.
Jamar.
That's
Hold
called
on.
delineation, and that
So when I
shouldn't
came
have to
on,
happen.
without
Bro, I
interrupting,
got
I came on and I
ADHD.
said, when I came on last week, and I said, yo, I'm making sure that when y'all talk on Lord
I got
Jamar's name,
ADHD.
right, I'm talking about what he's saying. I didn't say that I'm supposed to agree with everything that Lord Jamar is saying. I'm saying
No,
his
I
standing
understand
point.
that.
His
I
standing
understand
point
This
that.
is
nigga
what
got
he's saying.
ADHD.
Make sure y'all saying it correctly. Now, do I
Yeah,
agree with
yo, like
everything?
yo,
How can you
everybody
make
else
sure we
gotta go
saying
ahead
it
with their
correctly if you
talk.
don't
I can call
agree?
him right
How
now
can
and
you
say,
make
yo, you
sure
want to
we
get on
saying
his
it
Hey,
page?
correctly
let
if you
Jamar
don't
talk.
And if he
agree?
wanted to get on,
Let
he'll
Jamar
say his
talk.
piece. But at the end of the day, I want to make sure that the historical record is being said right, which is hip hop was not something on our end that we barred people from. It was universal. I don't know
No
about what
one
everybody
said
else was
that.
doing with their music. That's what they were
That
doing.
ain't what
I'm not
Lord
speaking
It's
on
not
Jamar
it.
is saying.
I'm not speaking
That's
on it.
not
universal.
I'm
what your
speaking on the
man is
It
historical
saying.
record.
became
What Lord
universal.
Jamar said, is what he said. Okay? If you haven't done enough history on Jamar Milton to understand why the two of us meshed together at the end of the
Hey,
day.
hey,
So you
hey,
can't
Jamar.
project anything on how
Okay,
It
I
don't make
let
no
feel
yo,
or
sense.
say
Jamal,
It don't
anything
make
that
no
I'm
Jamal.
doing
sense what you're
because
Once
it's
saying.
again, this
exactly what
this hip
Jamar
hop is
Jamar,
said.
It don't make
universal
Jamar,
no
you going
thing.
sense
all
what
over
you're
the
It
saying.
didn't
place, bro.
start out universal. It did not start
Okay.
out universal. It was us. It became universal. It became universal, but it was not universal in the beginning. And I don't understand where the where the breakdown is. Why is it hard for people to understand? It was not universal in the beginning. It became universal throughout the years with the advent of the money, when the record labels came in, when all of that money started flowing in. That's when it became universal because other people began to see how lucrative it could be. And look where it is now. Because they could tell you could grab a kid right now
That's
that's
BS.
maybe 15, 20 years old and say, do you know who Grandmaster Flash is? And they wouldn't know who the hell you're talking about because they haven't been taught properly. Because our generation, my generation, listen, I teach my kids. You know what I mean? I teach my grandson knows who Flash is. My grandson knows who Spoonie G is. You see what I'm saying? And he's 6 years old. So at the end of the day, we have to carry the tradition in teaching our children. This is why you could talk to a white kid right now that's 16 years old and you say Van Halen and he can quote 5 or 6 of their songs right now. But you can't do that to a 15, 16-year-old black kid and say Freddie Jackson or Luther Vandross. They wouldn't know who the hell you're talking about. And that's a problem. That is a problem because once again, like in another program I was on shortly ago, they said we dropped the ball. Yeah, we dropped the ball, but we can pick that ball up and run with it. Now moving forward, we got to understand, hey, you know what I mean? These people are trying to do, and when I say these people, I mean the masses of many who hold the power in their hands to control the media. These people are trying to erase you and I. When you look at people, when they did it with rock and roll, and when you say rock and roll and who's the king of rock and roll, everybody and their mama will say Elvis, okay? But they will forget about Rocket 88, that was Ike Turner's. You see what I'm saying? They will not say that, which was arguably the first rock and roll song. So when you look at the greatest guitarist, they'll say somebody else, but they won't say Jimi Hendrix. See what I'm saying?
I know a lot of white dudes that say Jimi Hendrix. Trust me.
Well, I mean, yeah, a lot of real ones who know what time it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
He was a
saying?
beast.
Chuck Berry.
Exactly.
Chuck Berry.
You
Chuck
know what I
Berry,
mean?
Little Richard.
But the point, Little Richard, there you go. But here's the point. If we don't gatekeep our creation, we will get lost to history. Because if you tell a lie long enough, it becomes a truth.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't finna lie about this because I know hip hop would not have grown what it was if they was gatekeeping and keeping everybody out of it because of their race. That's not what they were doing in the beginning. They didn't start that before. They didn't even
I think you
start
missed the
that when
point.
the music
I
industry
think you
started
wait a
making money.
minute.
It
I
never
think you
was
missed the
like that.
point.
They was letting
You're not
everybody in the
understanding
party.
the point.
Everybody was
I
having
think you
fun.
missed the point.
Everybody would come to the party. It was about
Oh,
parties, and
okay, I
everybody was
know
coming
you
to the
missed the
party.
point.
It
See,
didn't
I
matter
know
who
you
the
missed the
hell it
point.
was. I know
I
that
don't
was on.
think you
Now,
missed the
who
point.
was
You don't
running the
get it.
party? It was all black
Wait,
people running the party. Yes, we
wait a
can say
second.
that. But to say
I
that the
don't
energy
think.
behind it was keeping people out,
That is disingenuous.
I don't think you missed the point, Jamal.
That is not true.
I know you missed the point.
Nobody's
I don't
saying
think you
nothing
missed the
about
point.
keeping
I know
nobody
you
else.
missed the point. See, you missed the point. You missed the point. You're holding up the wall right now. Because, and I'm gonna tell you why you missed the point. Because at the end of it all, had we not gate kept rock and roll, you would have somebody telling you that it was Little Richard or Ike Turner or any of those guys. But they will never say those guys because we did not gatekeep. That's the reason why. So you're missing the point. Okay? We because we did not gatekeep, we are in the position that we are today.
That was my point from the beginning. That was my point from the beginning. We did not gatekeep.
Let me say this. Let me say this.
That was my point. I don't understand how y'all missed that. No, I don't understand.
No, we heard what you said, Jamal.
My point was that you said a whole bunch of stuff. He's telling me that I missed the point. We did not. That was my point.
Jamal is all over the place,
I
man.
went through the whole scenario of coming in. Hold on for a minute.
Nah. Hey, yo, he talking just to talk, man. Dude is talking just to talk.
But you did miss the point.
You said in response to what the hell you just stated.
Time out, Jamal. We got your point. Let me say something. I was quiet. Let me say this because I'm gonna jump off. I gotta go pick up my son. Let me say this real fast. To the FDA family. In these conversations, you're gonna have people that's gonna come up and make certain statements about we don't have a community or a culture, right? And they may give reference to Africa or different places, and they know that a lot of y'all don't know the history of West Africa. They don't understand that none of those countries really existed. British colonists and Portuguese and other groups came and created those countries. They didn't exist.
That's right.
Those ancient customs and traditions, they was moved around. Some of them people was in Brazil. Some of them people was here in the Americas. They was rammed and moved around. There was no such thing as Nigeria, right? There was no such thing.
Asia. It was Asia.
Empires that was brought down and renamed by Europeans. So don't let them tell you that bullshit that they know where they come from. You're not gonna run that on George. I teach this history. Number two. Puerto Rico name is rich port given to them by Spanish people. That's not their name, and that land was taken. Now you have people there, but to denigrate us, to say we don't have to pick up other groups because you say you found out where you come from. Well, you don't even know if your people was originally from that land because they were being moved around through war and pushed around. So, like I said, you can tell that to people that don't know any better. Second, we have a history here all the time from the ones that was already here to us that's been here, and we have a story here in America. The cotton industry that boosts the world came from the hands of a lot of our people. The economics was built here by us, so don't ever let nobody disrespect you. Number two, I'm gonna say this and I'm done. We have always been a people that people looked at and they judged us by what one did. The whole group got judged. So when we was creating stuff, people wanted to take from it, but they didn't want to be a part of us. They always sit down and talk down on us. That's why we always had names for us, porch monkeys and shines and all these different things, while at the same time coming to watch us entertain them. And when they saw the money, they wouldn't let us in the NBA at first. They wouldn't let us play baseball. There was a lot of things they wouldn't let us do until they saw the economics behind it. So what I'm saying was, when we started things, nobody wanted to be a part of it at first. Nobody wanted. We was always had our arms open because we was always been them type of people. We always been them type of people. So don't ever let nobody denigrate you. And then you get Negroes up here that think they know the history, but don't, but benefit, but at the same time, benefit from the very people that they talk down against. They're benefiting America from what our grandparents did. Now, did we let other groups in? Yeah, we did, but those other groups didn't want to be nothing a part of what we was doing at first.
They just wanted the benefits.
They wanted the benefits from it. They didn't want to be a part of nothing that we was doing, and they wanted to steal it. Now, what we can do is we can learn from this history and move forward and be better. But miss me with, I found out who my people was, because if you go over to Burkina Faso or Cameroon, you don't know how long them people been in that region. You can miss me with that bullshit, please.
The same people that you see in Burkina Faso.
You can go to your country and you can find your tribe, man. Don't let nobody tell you can't do it. That's a lie. Science is real. and you can definitely figure out who.
Yeah, science is real. Science is real, but at the same time,
if your tribe's so important, go with them. If your tribe's so important,
they
go
will
with
make
them.
you the villain, but elevate a white man and put him on the shoulders. They call him the king of the village.
In Ghana, there are countries right now that will give you land for doing the work. Just for not listening to what people say and just say, "Oh yeah, I'm just black." No, you more than that.
Did you get some land, brother?
Way too long. You talk
Did
about,
you get land, brother?
I literally have land, right? I got 2 acres of land and I'm building a house right now in Ghana that was given to me because I did the work. Don't let these niggas fool you, bro. I ain't your regular neighbor. Don't get it twisted. You understand me? I sat at the foot of some of the greatest scholars in the world, and I did what I had to do. Everybody can't say that. Everybody ain't been to the actual continent and actually moved around and actually figured out who the hell they are. Most people don't even know their grandmother. You understand
So
me?
it's safe to say you a tether then. So it's safe to say you a tether.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question about this. On my mother's side, my grandmother was a Seminole Indian. Her father was a native Indian from somewhere on Long Island or something like that. Somewhere I forgot Peoki or something like that tribe.
The Patchogue Indians.
Patchogue, Long Island, right? So
I got knowledge.
so my thing is a brother like myself. Her husband, my grandfather, his family was of slave descent. They came from the continent. You see what I'm saying? So I have history on my family, on my mother's side. I have history of being in this country for over 600 years, over 500, 600 years or so. And even when you talk about the Native American part, that's thousands of years my people been here on this land, reclassified as Negro. Okay, and we haven't, and you have some of the native have gotten tribes who have gotten land and they've gotten the reservations and all that stuff like that. But look what the government has done to those reservations. Look what the government has done to those people. You know what I mean? Which is our people, which is still our people. You know what I mean? Not the $5 Indians, but the true Native Americans. You know what I mean? They have ravished those tribes with alcohol, drugs, murder, and it's the same thing they do when they come outside of the tribe and they come into our communities. You look at Harlem, you look at Brooklyn, you look at Jamaica, Queens, you look at the Bronx. They have Chicago all over LA. What they've done was they tried to eliminate us by forcing us to eliminate ourselves amongst each other. You know what I mean? And that's the greatest trick in the world. You know what I mean? That's the greatest trick in the world. And unfortunately, it seems like we keep falling for the same shit.
Yeah,
we keep
the devil think he never exists.
The anger that comes from that what they did to us, we take it out on each other versus actually doing the legwork and realizing what they did. There's a reason why when you came from the shores of Sierra Leone, the first thing they did was take your last name. That's the first thing they did, right? Before they took your language, they took your last name. Why? So you couldn't trace back to your tribe.
Right.
They gave you their names, right?
Right.
So just think about that. Like, why would you go to that extent to where you want to take someone's whole identity, their whole name? Why? What is it?
You want to remove their history.
What is the significance of Africans when they scar their faces and they wear lip plates? Do you know why they did that? It's so that if you ever got separated from your tribe, you can find your way back home. But people don't think that to learn African history and to learn what their cultures are is valuable. They don't understand. So they look at it as, oh yeah, I'm just black. No, you are way more than that. We created that culture of what they call black. We created it so that we can help identify each other. But understand, you are deeper than that. And once you realize that, that's when your power comes back.
Now hold on, hey Jamar, you don't remember me, Jamar?
In a court of law.
I just remember Jamar. You don't remember me, Jamar? Look at my face. You don't remember me?
Nah, but if you don't actually affect me 3 times in my life,
nah. Hold on, nope. Me, hold on, Jamar. Watch this. I had to come back up because I remember. Hold on, Jamar. You remember what's the brother Richie, his channel? Because I know
they remember me somewhere.
No, hold on. No, me and you had debates a couple years back. Like
I never did a debate, but go ahead.
No. See, now you've been arrogant. You ain't got to be arrogant.
I'm dead ass, bro.
No, hold on. I'm ready to tell you. No, I'm ready to tell you because you said you was a comedic brother. You and what's the guy from Sunday TV?
Jabari Osaze.
Yeah, Jabari. You and Jabari. Yeah, you and Jabari. And me and you debated on the brother Richie channel.
I'm one of the only 12 Kemetic priests in the United States. Yeah. So I don't be saying that shit. You know what I mean?
Listen. I came back up. I know my same stuff you saying now. Hold on. The same stuff you saying now. Back in 2017, 18, we had this same conversation.
And the historical record has not changed.
No, the same stuff you saying now. The same stuff. But this is what I'm saying to you. This is what I'm saying to you. What I told you back then. I'm gonna say it to you in 2024. I hear what you're saying, but you guys, you said you got the land over there and you doing that. Show and prove, bro.
They didn't believe me. You can go
no. Just show and prove.
All right, so this is what you do. Just go to my YouTube page, type in @Jamar. If you want to.
No, I know who you are. When you had the hat on. No, when you took your head off, but when you first, I didn't know who you are.
Bro, where this nigga at? Where you at right now, Jamar?
You had conversation.
There's that ugly word again.
Where you at right now, Jamar?
He said he's from Long Island, so.
I know
where he at right now. Is he in
I
America?
had a phone call.
Is he in America right now?
It's not even about being disrespectful.
Yeah, he's in America.
It's about having conversations, spawn conversations. Because even with Jabari Osaze, Jabari teaches
spending American corners.
If that brother's real about what he's saying about that land in Ghana, then he can literally show other brothers how to do it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a thing where you got to show and prove and put your balls on your chest and that's it. But if that's the case, then brother,
what I do. I don't talk shit. I literally take people to Africa. I take them to the pyramids, teach them how to read the Medu, and we help them get some land in Ghana. That's what I do.
And I can respect that.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be on here just be popping shit. Like, oh yeah, I'm black. How black are you?
Hold
on. When this live is over, Jamar, I'm gonna holler at you though. With that,
black are you really?
I'm that black. I'm gonna say this with an argument starts.
I'm that foundational. I'm that real with mine.
Right?
I don't really mess around.
Jabari is my homie, right? Jabari's a good dude. Jabari owned property down here the same way I do. I met Jabari on multiple levels.
He your homie or you met him?
Hold on. We had conversations.
All right.
The problem that we have is with the things that he was saying about the so-called Black Americans, because I use that too. Jabari would never use words to say that we didn't have a community or history that didn't exist, like he said that.
If we start, listen, I'm not Jabari. I keep telling you, Nick, I don't understand. What somebody says has nothing to do with me and my stance.
Right. But this has nothing to do with it. But see, this is the point you're missing in your arrogance. Yeah. Watch this, King. The reason why I made that statement, because me and Jabari, if you go on Saturday TV right there in Harlem, 2016, me and Jabari was having a debate, and he understood the point I was making. Right. The point I was making is the reason why Jabari won't do that, because Jabari knows, even though his family comes from not Trinidad, the one Barbados, right? He is a beneficiary here in this country based off the struggle that our people went through. He's able to buy property and do certain things because there was a people here before him that laid the groundwork. So he won't be disrespectful to just basically denigrate those people. Say, well, that stuff started in Africa, where we had a history here that Jamar still benefits from. That's the issue I have with him. Okay, cool. You found out who you are, where you come from, but there was a people that was here that actually fought and created structure for you to be able to move the way you move here in America. Right. And what you do is shit on them people.
No, just because you feel disrespected don't mean that you were disrespected. There's a difference. You and your feelings. I'm saying
I'm not about feelings. It's basically what you said. It's based on what you said about those people.
I'm spitting a historical fact that
you was
black is not a land.
Bro, you the only nigga in your feelings, bro.
I asked you, I said, yo, where was black land? And you could not tell me. You still can't tell me where is black land because it don't exist. That is a fact.
Everybody talk about race.
So when you ask me, yo, where's the Chinese community? It's in China, my nigga. If you ask me, yo, where's the Chinese community?
Some of that Chinese community is right in Chinatown, all over the country.
I'm like, yo, we don't have a land that we can call our own. That we can say that we have community because everything that we have built is built on somebody else's land. It's not our land. And that's my point. My point is, the community, you have to own something, bro.
Let me say so. Well, we got a beautiful community where I live in Philly. I'm from Elizabeth, New Jersey. We had a beautiful community out there because we own our property, our land. We own our houses. My family own our houses. My wife owned this house in Philly. You know what I'm saying? And all the black people on the block, 95% of them own their house. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a community because we're owners.
You own the hospital?
We're the owners. We're the owners, the makers of cream of the planet Earth. Father of civilization, God of the universe.
Say it again.
Owners, makers, cream on the planet Earth. Father of civilization, God of the universe, bro. We own all this. Well, hold on. What are we? 95% water? That's our makeup?
Yep.
So we own our water. My body is my land. I own my land. So that's what we gotta talk about. You know what I'm saying? We talk on the rhetoric, but let's talk about owning.
I don't do symbolic victories, right? So if I know the government or the city, if they come down and they shut down all the resources, if you can't sustain yourself amongst yourself and your people, that's not a community. I don't look at it as a community. Now, other people may say, "Oh, yeah, this is our community." Well, all right, you go ahead with that. But I look at it as, if you can't control your land, if you can't control your water, if you can't control your food, and all these different accesses to these different things, you don't have a community. That shit is broken, bro. And you need to really realize, really refigure what you call a community at that point. At that point, it's just symbolic. It's a bunch of niggas talking. It ain't real.
Let me say this, Jamal.
It ain't real.
Let me say
when
this,
I go over
Jamal.
to Africa, I've seen African communities where everybody in that tribe owns and operates what is going on. That is a community to me. This here is a lot of it. It looked like on the outside, but then when you take away what is being provided for you by people outside of the community, you don't have actually what you have. You really don't.
Hang on, Jamal. Let me explain.
The white man.
Hold on, bro. Let me push back on Jamal with this. I got to tell you, okay? My mother and father bought their first house in Cambridge Heights, Queens, in 1977 for maybe $20,000 or whatever that house is now worth, $500,000. Okay. Now, my father taught me the blueprint on how to do shit. Okay. I bought my first house in 1997. Okay. 30-year mortgage. I'll be done in a couple of years, right? Things happen. Wasn't to be. I moved on. I bought a house in Alabama. Got a house in Alabama. Okay. I got land, not only the house, but due to family circumstances, I have my wife's family partner also. I have 16 acres in Lowndes County where the Black Panther started, Whitehall, where the Black Panther Party actually started. I got 16 acres there. Okay. Going back up to South Carolina, where my mother's from. Okay. We got about 82 acres, somewhere around that in something South Carolina, Sumter County. Okay. So what I'm telling you is my family builds. We grow on that land, fruits and vegetables. Okay. We sustain, we have cows, we have sheep and all that other shit. Goat, not sheep, but goat, but chickens and all that stuff. So it's self-sustainable. We're very sustainable as a community, as an enclosed community. My family alone, okay, in South Carolina, and my wife's family in Alabama. You see what I'm saying? So that's not a situation.
You're conflating the difference between a family and a community.
What I'm saying to you, wait a minute. What I'm saying to you is everybody in the community.
That's your family.
No, you gotta listen. You gotta listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Anybody in the community that needs can come to that, can come to that family and say, hey, I need this, that, and the third. Can you do front me this, that, and the third? And it's done. And there is no you owe me this or you owe me that. You take what you need. And you keep it moving.
What's the name of the hospital? Who running the hospital over there?
It's not. We don't have a hospital. You don't need a hospital to have a community.
All right. Who's running the school? Who owns the school?
Hold on one second. Yo, Twiz, go ahead and speak, brother.
Yeah, what I don't understand is how you got brothers in America that say they belong to Africa and Africa is the community, whatever you want to, however you want to word it. But everybody that lives in Africa, that was born and raised in Africa, they trying to come to America, bro. Southwest right now in Philly
Let's
is
keep it
stacked
real.
up. It's stacked up. They all trying to come to America. They trying to marry Black Americans just to get their green cards and all that to come over here. But then you got
they know
people
what
like
ain't
you
popping
that
over
act like.
there.
But then you got people like you that act like, oh, we gotta go back to the motherlands and all of that when they trying to get out of there, and they don't even own it. That Africa is colonized, bro.
Nobody's saying that you got to go back to the motherland.
Big
Everybody knows it.
That was
We
never
all
stated
know
on the
that.
channel. What was stated and was implied is that you do need a relationship with your home continent. You ain't got to be there though, but you do need to have a relationship with it in order to say that you come from. Because guess what? People don't come from land masses; they come from people. It's always been that way. But we talk as if, oh yeah, you
A
know,
lot of people say Pan-Africanism is
in order
one-sided.
because your mother, your father, your grandmother, whatever was born here, that means you are this. That means you are American. No, you are a human being, bro. You came from another human being. You came out of a pussy like everybody else. Okay?
Okay.
No different. So you got to keep that in mind. There's levels to the conversation, but it's like you got to establish that up front when you're having these conversations because people conflate it and they go left and right or whatever they want to choose, whatever they stand. They say, "Well, I want to cut off history here in the last 100 years." Well, guess what? My people's here. My bloodline literally says in my report that we've been here for 250,000 years. So why should I only take my family built for the last 100 years when I know I've been around for 250,000 years and I come from royalty? Why would I do that? Why would I throw away royalty for the after effects of slavery? Why would I do that? No, I want to take my 250,000, put it in my bag, and keep that as my premise first and foremost. And then everything else we talk about later.
What you saying is you would give up your whole experience of being in America and live the rest of your life in Africa without taking any American dollars over there and flipping it. Is that what you're saying?
What are you talking about? Stop saying stuff that I did not say. You just saying stuff and like, so
you keep talking all that where you from and you got land and all that. Why is you
Why
over
do you
here
do that? Why do you conflate?
You the one doing that, bro. You the one doing that. What are you talking about?
Don't project statements. What I told you was that I established a relationship with the mother continent. I found my tribe. I used that information to be able to get land. That stuff gives you power. If you don't understand that, that's fine. For those who do, my Instagram is @Jamar. You can follow the journey and you can see it for yourself on video.
Yo, Mr. Soprano.
What kind of power?
Mr. Soprano.
Let me see the
Mr.
proof.
Soprano.
Kind
The
of
proof is already
power.
there. You can go right to my
Soprano.
page and watch
What
it
can
for
you
yourself.
do that I can't do?
What? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's why I'm so passionate because it's like, yo,
you don't gotta have lineage in Africa to go over there and do all that.
by
What are you
actually
talking about?
gravitating towards a concept
It's white
that
people.
is
It's
smaller
white
than
people
what you
doing the same
actually are.
thing you
You are
talking
bigger
When
about.
you say
than
power,
blackness.
I question that. When you say power, I question that. Because what is it that you can do in this world that I cannot do?
Who can explain why there are advantages to embracing things other than the black part of who you are, your blackness. There are things bigger than blackness, and it actually gives you more when you understand nationality and tribe. The whole people who are religious, right? Who believe in Christianity, the whole Bible is about tribes. It's about tribes warring against each other and establishing. You understand, right? There's power in knowing what tribe you come from. I don't know how else to say it. If you're just gonna sit on blackness your whole life, that's on you. But there is power here in this world that you can utilize and stand 10 toes down on because you understand exactly which tribe you come from, the same way Native
The
Americans
question
do.
is, here's the question. The question is, what kind of power do you have that we do not have because you have found your tribe?
I don't know you, but I'm telling you my benefits is what I got from it. And for me, what I got from it, the first thing that I got that destroyed all the symbolic victories that I got.
We all can do that. We all can do that.
Hey, yo, Mr. Soprano. I put my number in the back chat so you can get at me, yo.
I'm bigger
than what
Soprano.
projected on me.
Oh, myself. Mr. Soprano. I put my number in the private chat so you can get at me.
Yeah. No doubt.
The first thing I got was
in the private chat in the back so you can see it whenever.
All right.
The first thing I got was the history, right? Understanding like, my people weren't just slaves. We were enslaved Africans. There's a difference, right? And understanding that brought me to the next level of, okay, the people that they brought over here and the ones that are here, they weren't the bums. They weren't the weak ones. The weak ones jumped off or were thrown overboard, or some people look at it symbolically strong to kill yourself. I don't, right? But in any case, the weak ones didn't make it. The ones who had strong DNA, those are the ones that are here. Those were we got the warriors, the doctors, the smart ones, the lawyers. That's the ones who are here, right? They didn't take the bullshit. They took the real ones, right? So that was the second thing I got. Then I was like, okay, that means I have the capacity to do a lot of things. Let me figure out what my true history was and what my family's lineage was. That's what led me over into Aswan, the deeper parts of Africa, instead of just staying in Egypt and Cairo and all of the tourist areas. It led me to my actual tribe. And then it was when I realized, holy shit.
So your DNA went to Aswan? That's what you're saying, Jamar?
Yes, my ancestors come from Aswan. That's the dark part of Egypt. Right?
No, I know what Aswan is. That's the southern part. Hold on, y'all. That's the southern part of Egypt. So, but this the thing. Why you went down?
Bro,
hold on, Jamar. Hold on, because I was listening to you, right? Based on when you make statements.
Bro, he asked me a question. Can I just finish it and then you can say?
Go ahead.
So my father's side is from East Africa. My mother's side is from West Africa. You understand? So I gained an entire country's backing by me embracing my true self versus just saying, yo, I'm just black and I was just a slave. No, I'm black African though. African type. It's a total different space. I see myself as African first, black second. Not African American, American African. You understand? It's a totally different understanding. So then from there, I was able to take that to a specific tribe in Ghana who is accepting those who are Ados.
Bro,
use that
is a social
to get my land.
Jamar,
right?
I just got to ask you one question, Jamar. What did you look up your lineage, your bloodline on? Like, what platform did you look it up on?
So I had to use a collection of several different things. It wasn't just one thing. So I had to not only take blood work, but I had to take, because my mother and them, they didn't have any information other than what we had on birth and death certificate. Right? I was so ignorant to the fact of even my blood type. You know what I'm saying? I had to go into everything. So then from that, I utilized all of the resources, 23andMe, Ancestry DNA, and I combined all of these together to get my consensus versus just going with one. I did the opposites of them and had them compete against one another, so that I made sure that everything lined up. A good judge would need all of the facts. So I put it all together and did my own knowledge and stuff, like as everyone should. It's a personal journey. And then I utilized that for my parental records and what they had of their genealogy reports. That's how I was able to cross-reference first from the plantations where my family came from, which was the Middleton plantation. It was one of the most prominent plantations and one of the richest plantations in the United States. That's how my last name became Milton, because it was originally Middleton, and they shortened it to Milton. So you learn all of these. So you say what you gain first and foremost is the knowledge of self. That's the first thing. So that when somebody comes on here and says, oh, Doc, you're not going to be accepted, you're this and you're that, you can stand 10 toes like I'm doing right here with this dude. Like, you can't tell me about me, bro. I did the work. I know who I am. You can't tell me that I'm this group or I'm that. No, I know exactly where I come from. And I will look at you square in your face. And if you want some more information, you can go to my page where I've documented it. That's how I gained my following, because they were watching my journey and following me the whole time. So they watched everything. This is not something I was just guessing. So, aside from that, I gained this career and being able to take people to Egypt, a whole different occupation. I never thought I would be in this space where I'm waking people up, taking them out of religion, showing them their true roots and things of that nature, teaching them a language that nobody speaks. People call it a dead language. I learned the Manu Netta and learn how to read hieroglyphs. Like, these
Jamal, let me ask you about your dad. Let me ask you a question about your pop. Was your pop, and I'm just a conversation. Was your father part of the West African slave trade, or did he just come from?
Was my father part of the
you
West
breaking up street media?
You broke up. All I heard was my father part of the West African slave trade.
Hey, yo, boy, when you get a shot, I want to say something, my God.
And Jamal, I just got to ask you one question. Like, you spoke on like your bloodline, and basically, to me, it's like more of a personal joke, because when somebody said something earlier, you said I'm talking about me, I'm not talking about you. So just because you feel as though, or you know that your roots come from a certain thing, do you feel like all black people in America has the same situation? And if you don't feel like that, then why do you disagree with the FBA?
No. I never said I disagree with the FBA either. I just don't. I said I don't consider myself that, but I don't knock people who do that. I said I support that. You see what I'm saying? Like the projections be way off. I don't know what y'all hearing, but I know I specifically said that I'm not that, but I support people who are that. That's what I said. And then what they want to do.
Well, why you getting the conversation?
So then you can't say it's no such thing as black. You can't speak on why do people. I don't even know where the black term, like basically what you were saying. If your situation is your situation, the people that claim to be black and claim to be FBA, then that's what their bloodline comes from, is what I'm saying.
No, because blackness by definition is not that. That's not what that is. You're talking about a classification system here. We're talking about.
So what's the definition of blackness?
And dealing with your bloodline of who the hell you are.
Blackness is a
These days, the whole reason for this conversation is because Math Hoffa is saying it's okay for people who are what we consider non-black to say the word nigga. No, you can't do that. See, we can't stop. We got to stop playing games. There's an education piece that has to be taught to people who consider themselves black. That there's levels to this. Talk to some Moors. Talk to a couple Moors, and they'll sit down and break it down to you. Blackness, there's levels.
But Jamal, the mistake you making based off of what you teaching, based off of what you're teaching. Math Hoffa could very well be part of your tribe. He may not know that. Based off of what you're teaching, so if he's saying nigga, so if he but based on what you're saying, you can't use that to him because he may be allowed to use those terms because basically, listen, I come from a cons community. I know what you're talking about. Basically, what you saying, watch this. Basically, what he's saying in the chat room without saying it is all of us basically here right now. Most of us, I'm gonna say it, and he gonna disagree. But hold on. I'm gonna speak. Wait a minute. I'm gonna speak for you. Wait a minute. I'm gonna tell you why. And if you disagree, then you can come in when I'm done. I'm gonna speak for you based off the teachings because I come out of it.
I'm gonna. I disagree with everything that you're saying because I ain't saying.
Wait a minute.
I disagree with everything you say.
Hold on. Listen, I let you speak. I wasn't talking when you were speaking.
I disagree with everything you say if I ain't saying it. You're not gonna speak.
Okay, cool. You disagree. Now let me say what I'm saying. Hold on. Jamal Milton disagrees. Then let me say what I'm saying.
I disagree.
All right, cool, bro. You said it. How many times you gonna freaking say it? Let me say what I'm saying. Let me say what I'm saying. What's being taught is in this country, we don't know who we are. We got to do the background to find out who we are. So that way we can be connected to a land, because that's what he's basically telling you. He's connected to a land now because remember, at one point, just like us, he went and did the work, found out who he is. Now he got land. So in all but so many words, he won't say it. But really, we shouldn't be talking what we talking now. We should be trying to find out who we are to connect us back to Africa. That's what we should be doing. And all but so many words, because he's right now telling us what he did. If he didn't feel that way, he wouldn't be over here talking to us at all. So I got common sense. I know what I'm talking about. I used to go back and forth with this brother. And Jabari is my guy. So Jabari teaches. They go.
No, hold on 1 second, yo. Hold on 1 second. We got another brother in the building, Billy O, peace to the God. And we got I can't even see. I'm blind as hell. 5/5 in the building. Salute 5/5. Yo,
salute,
Billy O. I got 5/5 go there. You can go, Billy O.
Yo, I want to say that he leaves Street Team Media TV. What's inside to you, my guy? This is 5/5, right? Yo, real talk. My guy came up on here and shared a video that he has posted, right? And I'm Puerto Rican. All this shit Fat Joe started, right? And after we find out it's about some fucking boots, top of all that shit, right?
Back.
Now, Street Team shared this video on his profile that literally puts you on to information about this whole creation of hip hop, right? And I'm not going to hold you. I'm going live and I'm putting this on and I'm sharing this video that you put on with Crazy Legs, bro. That video you posted is helping me with this argument, and I need to thank you for that video you posted, Street Team Media.
There you go. Yo, we got the guy Billy O in the building. Billy O, speak, brother. Speak. How you, man?
Hey, peace, God. I'm not gonna be long on here. You know, I've been listening. I'm being honest. I'm trying to be real honest and stay on my square on this. But brother Jamal, I don't know if he's still on there.
Hang on, Jamal. Hang on, Jamal.
He on there?
Yeah, he on there.
I'm still here, beloved.
Yeah. So I just want to just try to get this little bit of wisdom, and you know, it seems like when you were speaking, the words community were being conflated a lot.
Come on, man.
What's that?
You good, bro? Keep speaking, brother.
Yeah. I was gonna say the words community was being kind of conflated a little bit with and the descriptions you were given were more around what is a nation, and if we go with the basic understanding, and I know the guy that kind of dropped it gave the full answer to who was the original man. If we know that we're the Asiatic black man, a lot of the stuff he's saying, for lack of a better word, is moot. And so I'm just trying to get an understanding, better understanding, and have you show and prove the power that you articulated, and so we all can get on more of a even ground to get back to the original conversation. Because, you know, from the outside looking in, I was trying to listen in. It was getting a little bit, the wisdom was strong, and then it got kind of confusing. So I just wanted to say that piece and, you know, silent and just listen to get a better understanding of what was that all about, to be really honest. What was the goal of being accomplished? You know, what were we trying to accomplish with what was being stated from High Priest, I believe it was, or Brother Jamal?
Because he's trying to tell us who we are.
It sounds like Obama talking down on us.
Because he asked me who I was. So I made sure I established who I was. He asked me, yo, do you believe other people are like that or in that position? They could be, but either way, who am I to tell them that? My whole main thing is don't project things on people. If they're not saying it about themselves, don't project something that you think or imply. They know exactly what they're saying. And I'm one of those guys. I can speak for myself. I'm very well spoken. I know how to say exactly what I'm saying here. And at the end of the day, if we're talking this hip hop shit, we know who started it, but our premise was not to leave anybody out when they were doing that. They were throwing parties. Black people aren't like that at their core. That's just not what they are. They're people who are
for you not to be claim to be a black American. You're not even qualified to speak on that, bro.
Yeah, and not only that,
I don't think you understand. So let's put it this way, right? When you and I gave the analogy earlier, when you're in the first grade and then you graduate, you go all the way to the 12th grade. Does that mean you can't speak on first grade issues? Absolutely not. Blackness is a first grade issue for us, but we don't know it yet.
So let's stop right there.
Arguing about stupid stuff. Hip-hop is a dumb argument to be having when we have situations going on that literally could kill you.
So you just made my point.
And a Spanish nigga's boots.
Bro, you just made my point, Jamal. Real quick.
Jamal, let's street media build,
Hold on, y'all.
A higher level of conversation, but you can't do that.
Now, hold on, Jamal.
That the problem exists. Like, how do you do it?
Hold on, Jamal. You just made my point. Jamal, slow down. You just made my point. Now I'm gonna say this. You just made my point. Now I want everybody in the chat room and I want everybody on the panel to listen to me, right? What he just made. I'm not gonna put no words in his mouth. I'm gonna speak specifically to what he just said. So now, what he did was he's in the 4th grade now. He's no longer in the 1st grade. So he found out some information that we don't have. So now, because I come from this teaching, what he's basically saying is because he used the word we shouldn't be talking about none of this stuff. We should be doing this. So he's trying to tell you that when he found out, that's what we are. Now he's going to say I'm the individual, but if he was the individual, he wouldn't be over here. He's over here talking to us as a we because he's trying to tell us who we are. That's what he's doing. That's what he's.
I want to say something. I want to say something about the situation. Let me say something about the situation, bro. Let me say something about the situation.
If you don't know the history of where blackness comes from, that's your problem. This is
all right. Hold on. Now understand what you're saying.
You use the term we. You use the term we, Jamar.
No, I understand what you're saying, bro. I understand what you're saying, right?
That's your problem. That is not my problem.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yo, Jamar, I understand everything you're saying, but I want to say one thing real quick. Why didn't the black people from Africa come and get us when they knew we was kidnapped, taken to slavery?
Same reason. Some of them were
colonized.
No, the reason they come get us because they sold us to slavery.
Did you ask me to answer?
I'm just going. I asked you a question, but I'm saying the reason they come get us because they sold us into slavery. That means they don't want us back in that country. So why would I pick up and go back to a country they didn't want me in the first place?
It wasn't.
They sold us into slavery for mirrors.
So there were many variables. It wasn't just one demographic of black Africans that were part of the slave trade, and some of them were anti-slave trade. Some of them were Arabic as well. So understanding that it was way more in depth with that. That's why I said when you generalize things and you throw it in a pocket like, yeah, all Africans hate us, that's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. Like, that's the biggest lie that was ever told to me before I went to Africa. When I went to Africa, I realized, oh, it's different types of Africans out here. When you up north, you realize, okay, these Africans up here, they're Arabic. They say, hey, you're a brother from another mother. They know there's a separation there. You're a brother from another mother. But then the more south you start to go and the blacker it gets, then they say, oh, you welcome home. It's a different conversation. It's a whole different feel. So the same way in every demographic, there's different groups and tiers to that. That's the same thing that was going on in slavery. Some were forcibly sent, and some were a part of the situation. Some were neutral and then got a part of the situation. It's like so much went on. So you can't generalize it like that. That's disingenuous. If you're keeping it real, you know the history. You gotta say the history exactly how it went down. All black Africans did not sell us into slavery.
Jamar, can I build with you, brother? Jamar, I don't know what to call you, brother God or high priest, but just let me get 2 words in. Let me say this, and then I'm gonna bounce and just listen in. You keep using the word projection, but in truth, you've been projecting. I've been listening for the last like 30, 40 minutes before I hopped on. You're projecting you're projecting your whole ideology on all these guys on this panel trying to build, and the whole situation that they're trying to build on, and you're projecting your belief systems, and you said it and you don't even hear yourself. You've repeatedly said I, but you don't identify I universally in the same self that the rest of the guys on the field are identifying as. And so that's why this
personal questions about me and my walk.
You don't even have the self-control to let someone speak that you've been occupying a lot of time on. So what happens when math ain't math and it ain't gonna math? So you're never gonna come to that equality of understanding at any time because your math ain't mathing. Because you don't even realize that that's what's going on. So on the end on where I'm going with this, as you're making the statements about where you've gone, where you've been, who you know, what you are, I can show and prove. I'm not even going to talk about it because nothing that you said I haven't seen, nothing that you have said I've never been, none of the places have you named I haven't been, seen, and all of that. That understand it. But some people don't lead with that. You know what I'm saying? So what they do is they show and prove. And they do it by actual things to prove out the actual facts. I'm on all that piece. And I'm with one other thing. That's no disrespect to you, High Priest Jamar. There was no disrespect on me trying to give you the proper title because I believe in giving people their proper title. I was trying to be respectful with that.
Peace.
So I think we got to remember the main thing is with Asiatic black men, and God dropped it earlier. You know, who is the original man? That's the bottom line. And then we can go with the rest of the conversation, because at the end of the day, we were talking about Fat Joe. I've been on another panel the other day on I can't remember the guy's name. I jumped on his show. We got to just get, and I'm out of what most people call Chicago. That's why I come out of. All right, so I don't give any confusion to those who not be, part of 5% nation of guys of earth, or guys in earth don't understand where I'm coming from. I know the God understands, but and from here, what we see things with people may be different, but it don't make me what I see different does not make it all right. And so back to you, Jamar, that's the issue. You know, if I project my vision of what I see and what I can see, you know, only on situations, but I don't deal with the actual facts of mathematics, it's going to cause a lot of confusion. And I think without intent, that's what was caused. On that, I'm gonna say peace.
Hey, yo, Billy O. Hey, yo, God. Yo, God, before you get off, go to the back chat, God, and get my math so we can build. Always gotta have the older guys around.
All right, real talk. I see it right there. I'm gonna hit you now. All right, God, all right. Peace.
Peace, Lord.
Peace.
And with that being said, we got all the brothers in the building. Everybody got each other info. Yo, we gonna build. I'm gonna go ahead and watch the rest of this football game. My wife, I appreciate you brothers coming up. It was a beautiful, great build. You know what I'm saying?
No
and
doubt.
Yo, we gotta keep it facts. You know what I mean? Because righteous always gonna be the righteous, man. And that's what it's about, being righteous and building on something so we can add on so the youth can see. This was something that the youth can see. All different nationality, Black and Puerto Rican getting together, able to build and add on. And I respect and I appreciate y'all brothers for that, man. Till the next time, we out.
Hold up, Born. You gotta shout out J Wash Trucking. He just became
J Wash Truck is a new member, y'all. I'm gonna do it like my big bro G do. We got a member, yo. We got a member, yo. Oh, we got a member, yo. Shout out, Joe. But yo, shout out to J Wash Truck LLC. Appreciate you, brother.
Much love, J Trucker.
Yo, my boys, Mr. Soprano, we definitely gonna build, and the guy we gonna build, Joe. 5/5, heck,
no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? We all got each other math. Mac Mizzle, the Hub Blogger. Yo, we definitely gonna do this again, yo. We gonna run this shit up for the 2025, y'all.
Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
All the chat, love that donated. I appreciate y'all. This is King, New Jersey. This is BTBTV. Bully the motherfucking bullies. I'm born to Bob Almighty, and that's how we go end it. Peace.
Peace.